Hey, everybody. Happy almost New Year. And we've got ourselves a dandy today on our last stream for 2025. We've got the San Jose Sharks taking on the Minnesota Wild. And actually, this is going to be the last meeting of these two teams heading into 2026. Whoops. Got an echo here. Sorry about that. All right, that should help. All right, cool. Anyway, so Sharks and Wild. Sharks coming off a couple of wins on the road against the Ducks and also the Vancouver Canucks. And meanwhile, the Wild with Quinn Hughes have just been absolutely tearing it up. They're now 14 points over the 500 mark. So they're 24-10 and 6. Third place that's what's gonna get you in the Central Division, which is pretty crazy because yeah, you've got three incredible cup contending teams, and Quinn Hughes has certainly made that possible for them, at least as we get into the second half of the year. So we've got Samantha hanging out with us. We've got Cadet Dalton. We've got Humraj. What's going on, man? Thank you for jumping in here. We've got Nico Overtime. Vanessa joining. We've got Elizabeth. We got some people on Instagram too. I don't know why it's not synchronizing here with Streamlabs, but hopefully that ends up working out okay for us. Hello from Sweden. Hey, thanks for joining us. Great having you here. Duncan. Yeah, there we go. Vegas and Nashville are in the first intermission, and actually that kind of brings me to my next point. I mean, in the first half of the season, really, there have been no teams that are seemingly tanking right now. Everybody is still very much alive in the race. And yeah, that also includes the Nashville Predators. They're pretty much at 500 at this point. We've got MMJBB. Hey, I'm drunk. Wishing you happy New Year from Europe. So sad Hughes left your Canucks, but it's all good because the Eagles won the Super Bowl. Yes, we've got, of course, NFL playoffs coming up very soon. And at least we can appreciate that the Chiefs won't be in it this year. Let's see. I thought Calgary and Nashville would be tanking. Same here. I figured so. We've got Ethan here. We've got Rachel in Florida joining us. Hey, thanks for joining us. With Instagram, it only lets me go live for an hour at a time. So this is just going to be a brief hangout for the people there. Thanks so much, everybody, for joining us. Jake, I don't know if I said hi to you, but hello. Yeah, the Buccaneers looking like they're probably going to be out of the playoffs. Am I glad that Macklin is on Team Canada? Well, as somebody in the States, I'm not going to be specifically cheering for Team Canada in the Winter Olympics, but I'm excited to watch him out there. I figured though that if he got snubbed, he would just be playing angry for the rest of this year and put the Sharks on his back and get them into the playoffs. I mean, not that he wasn't doing that already, but as a 19-year-old, it's crazy to think this kid has another gear or two that he hasn't shown us just yet. But yeah, congratulations to Macklin and to everybody who's been named to the Winter Olympics roster for their respective country. Just under 2 hours from New Year's Eve in Western Europe. All right, cool. Well, I hope that 2026 is a great year for all of you. I'm certainly looking forward to it myself, not just because of the Sharks, but lots of other good things happening, of course, too. Cortana, by the way, there she is. Yeah. Cortana is going to be hanging out with us. And Cortana, I can give you the treats from here, you goof. But we got intermission trivia. And of course, we have treats for Cortana for every goal, even for the away team. That's totally fine. But Cortana, you want to come say hi? Oh, there we go. Oh, my goodness. Cortana is going to be 12 years old in just a couple of weeks here, but she's still doing great. Y'all took us both in Minnesota. Bo Horvat made it. I don't know. That's who I think of first. I can't root for Canada, but I hope Macklin does well. Yeah, exactly. That's pretty much the sentiment here. Damn it, Cortana's butt's visible, but not her front. Anyway, we'll also keep a tab on things regarding scores. So the Capitals beat the Rangers today. That's the only game that's final so far, but there are games that are happening right now. And I even have standings that I can run as a banner here. Anyway, hope you guys enjoy hanging out with us here this afternoon or evening. If you could just leave a like, that would be fantastic. And if you haven't already, please do check out our newest video on the most hated Hall of Famer of all time, and that is Chris Pronger. We've got man, the Knights are just they're boy, half their starting lineup is injured. It seems like that's not good for them. About 7 or 8 hours ahead. I think people in Sweden are, I want to say 9 hours ahead of me. I'm on Pacific time, so that's 3 hours behind Eastern time, which is like, I don't know, 5 or 6 hours difference there. Anyway, for the Sharks today, pretty similar lineup from the last game, albeit I know that Mukhamadullin was a game time decision heading into today, so I don't know if he's playing. The other thing that I want to point out is that Adam Gaudette is injured, and in replacement in his spot will be Pavel Regenda, who did play a game or two for the Sharks. He actually got a goal, so hopefully he feels comfortable in the lineup today. How shocked was I when Quinn Hughes was traded to the Wild? Very, very much so. I didn't know that they would be a front runner, considering they already have a pretty good decor. They certainly could benefit from somebody who is already proven offensively. Not that they didn't have that developing for them with Booyum and who knows who else. But yeah, that was incredibly shocking. I just can't see us necessarily getting another deal like that during the trade deadline, but who knows? And that's something that we do like to cover around here, and hopefully I can continue to do that here too. 10:06 where you are. Yeah, it's 1:06 here in Pacific time. Good win for the Penguins yesterday. Fantastic win for Pittsburgh yesterday. 5-1 over the Hurricanes. A Minnesota Green Wild jersey. Yeah, you jerseys. Pretty much all their jerseys are really good this year. All right. And don't forget, we do have trivia lined up at intermission. It's San Jose Sharks trivia, but with a bit of a Minnesota twist. So we'll do some of that too. We got people joining in from, I saw California, Sweden. Let's see here. Where else is everybody coming from? People coming from Minnesota. It looks like Florida. I think I see Alberta. Just one sec. I'm going to tilt Cortana's camera a little bit toward her face more, okay? There we go. That's better. I have a Wild blanket. I don't know if I have it anymore. Oh, I had a Wild bottle opener that I got, I want to say at the Minneapolis airport, but then there was somebody in town here who was a Wild fan, so I gave it to him. Sharks blanket. Do I have my Sharks blanket anymore? I might not, because we had to consolidate our blankets. We have lots of blankets over here. So yeah, other than that, pretty similar lineup for the Sharks. I don't know what any differences for the Wild, but as you know, now they've got Quinn Hughes. This is going to be his 9th game with the team. They're, I think, 8-1-1 in their last 10 games, so they are not to be taken lightly. Although, don't forget, guys, the Sharks actually won the first 2 games between these two teams, both of those coming in overtime. So, I mean, the Sharks might have the Wild's number, but we'll see if it's any different with 43 out there in white for this game. So yeah, we're going to get underway here. It's the first period. Well, the start of the game. I don't know why I'm so like herky jerky. Maybe because I'm not used to doing these game streams at 1 p.m. So I apologize if I'm off my game here. We got Hockey from Home hanging out with us. Thank you for joining. I appreciate that. Cortana, Hockey from Home says hi. Quinn Hughes taking over the game. Well, I hope not, but he's more than capable of it. And Minnesota out there with, it looks like the second line, and already Askarov has to fight that one off with Matt Boldy. Oh boy, somebody's down for the Sharks. Who is that? It's Dmitry Orlov, and he's hunched over in the crease. I don't know if there was a high stick. Boldy flagged the official to stop play, so He was definitely concerned about Orlov there. And Orlov is he's up though. He's going right back to the bench. He's not even going to the dressing room. So maybe things will be okay for him. Let's take a look. Or I guess the puck hit his face. Yeah. So he's in a little bit of discomfort for sure, but it's probably not the first time it's happened. San Jose broke the Wilds fans' hearts twice in overtime. I hope they do it again. Let's go. All right. Boldy's line is still out there, and he'll shoot that one out of play. Mr. Vid's hanging out with us. Hey, good to have you here. Oh yeah, by the way, I have a freaking soundboard finally for this game. So check this out. We've got this is what we'll do at the start of games. I'll be like, all right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Sharks hockey. That text said go Sharks, by the way. All right, so a couple of whistles to start things off. And Quinn Hughes is going to have to track this down in the neutral zone as Minnesota regroups, and they'll dump this in, and we'll get another puck out of play. What do I need for Cortana? Well, anyway, yeah, I mean, at least we have the Cortana camera kind of working now, but she's going to be a little sleepy because I took her on a hike this morning. She's doing really good. I mean, she's going on 3-mile hikes pretty effortlessly with me, and she'll be 12 years old in a few weeks. Now Kaprizov out there with Hughes. He gives it to Kirill, and he can't quite squeak that one through the 5-hole as Askarov's going to cover this up. Oh, I need an intro vid for Cortana. I'm at a Cortana soundbite from Halo. I'm going to write this down that she needs a little bit of she needs an asset. We need to work on an asset for Cortana. All right, now Quinn Hughes hasn't even left the ice just yet. He's been out there this whole time, but we've had like 4 whistles. All right. Oh, Celebrini almost was able to strip that. Hughes now, he shoots and just wide of Askarov's blocker, and that's going to be out of play. We've played 1 minute and 4 seconds, and it's taken about 4 minutes just to get through that. Do I have a soundbite for a goal? I do. I'm not going to play it, though, until the Sharks actually get on the board. That guy, what's up? Thanks for joining us, and go Sharks. So, yeah, Minnesota already just pretty much holding the zone. They've won 21 of their last 28 games, Minnesota has. My gosh. All right, now Wallstedt's actually playing for the Wild, so it's going to be a intriguing matchup with him and also with Yaroslav Askarov getting another start. I think he's playing his 26th game already. Now, Skinner was trying to center that one, and Kaprizov moves it out of the zone. Now here comes Pavel Regenda, filling in for Adam Gaudette. Skinner, again, looking to center that pass, but right there is former Shark Jake Middleton making the play. Zuccarello, my favorite Norwegian. Skinner moving it up the boards, and Regenda, he's able to get the clear. Is that going to come down for an icing? No, icing is waved off. Faber and Hughes are on the same line. Yeah, it's pretty crazy having a pairing of them, and then you put Kaprizov out there and Boldy. The Rangers Winter Classic jersey has a big apple patch. Yeah, they've played a handful of outdoor games, and I think it's the first time we've seen something like that on their jerseys. So I can dig it. And now Tarasenko over to Middleton jumping into the play. He's disrupted by Vincent Iorio, number 22 in teal. Iorio, by the way, I got to give Mike Greer a lot of credit. That was a great waiver claim. He's really starting to come into his own with the Sharks. He had an assist on a key goal against the Ducks on Monday. So Vincent Iorio is definitely a player who hopefully can stick around while the Sharks really rebuild their defense, because the defense for San Jose is their weakest, the weakest quality about them, I'd say. All right, Dellandrea in the circle. And Hartman's actually going to get booted. Verified pest, Ryan Hartman. Sharks are able to win this draw. And Estroza was able to strip it, though, and so there's a battle in the corner here as Tarasenko is going to move that back to the point. Brodin shoots. And off the backboards, it's scooped up by Dellandrea, but a little lazy play there as Hinostroza's right there. They try to put it through the crease, and a backhander by Tarasenko that went just wide. Sharks are going to be called for a penalty here. Skinner's a little upset because he touched the puck, but he didn't have control of it. So play goes on. Dickinson now trying to harass Tarasenko. It's moved back to the point. Kaprizov out there now as the extra skater. Here comes Brodin. Feeds it back to Kirill at the point. Hey, what's up, Bon? How you doing? And a shot, and Askarov the save, but now the Wild are going to go on a... And we do have a power play sound effect queued up for the Sharks in this case. Yeah. So not the start the Sharks were hoping for. I mean, I'm sure that Minnesota's deadly on the man advantage, but so far at even strength, they look like they... Greer is doing solid work so far. Keep building. I think that Iorio claim was great, and I also want to give him some credit for getting Ostapchuk. I know that he's our fourth line center, but he's been very reliable in that position. I think the fourth line, they're not supposed to do too much, but Ostapchuk has a pretty strong work ethic, and his offense has been coming through a little bit recently. So, those little moves while your team is, trying to get back to a competitive, be a competitive force night in, night out. I mean, you got to also give them credit for those in addition to the things like getting Askarov in that trade with the Predators. And there's oh my gosh, there were like 20 people right in front of the crease there. Askarov, a big save off of Boldy, and we'll get a whistle with $1:20 left in the penalty to... Well, I forgot. I don't even know who's in the box, frankly. Yeah. Thanks for doing this. Yeah, you bet, John. My pleasure. Dog Cam. Hey, how you doing, man? Thanks for being here. I appreciate that. And Happy New Year, of course, to everybody here. Or Happy New Year's Eve, at least. Sharks got the clear, so Quinn's going to bring it up the ice, and he takes a stumble, hassled by Wenberg. Not enough for a penalty, though. And on the wing is Zuccarello. Do Zuccarello and Hughes look like they could be related, or is that just my mind playing tricks on me? Eriksson Ek, good check by Goodrow. Eriksson Ek's a tough son of a gun. All right, and the Sharks are going to send this down as there's now about 30 seconds left on the penalty. About 5 minutes gone here in the period. Sharks able to move that out of the zone, and streaking down is Dellandrea. Wallstedt comes way out to play that, and Graf, unfortunately, the Sharks were offside. Otherwise, Graf was going to take a run at the net himself. Tarasenko. And now Dickinson able to rim it around the boards and send it all the way down. And the Sharks have killed off the penalty. Good PK for the Sharks. Actually, that's one of the best ones I've seen as of late. And getting hauled down there was Celebrini. Will there be a call for it or no? Doesn't look like it. I'm working day 4 of 2 hockey tournaments. My God. Now, I forget. Are you actually in Minnesota? Because that does sound like something that we would see over there this time of year. 2 Roman candles. My God. I personally, fireworks are not my thing. Great defense. Yeah. I mean, if our even strength defense could look like that, that'd be nice. Okay. You are in the state of hockey. Very nice. Very Minnesotan. Yeah. I almost wanted to wear my my Vikings hat for this, but I think too many people would be confused. And Askarov, a big save there off of Trennan. And now Chernyshov able to get the clear here, but the Sharks dodging a bullet. Somebody on the defense actually was in front of the crease a little bit because Askarov might have been out of position. Now here comes Chernyshov. He's got Eklund on the wing. And he fights off a stick from Middleton, trying to get it to Celebrini, but he's met by the, I thought that was Hartman, but maybe I'm wrong. Trennan now. And a nice back check there from Chernyshov as he's able to scoop up the puck and settle it behind the net for John Klingberg. Oh, you betcha. I have never had tater tot hot dish. I still have yet to try that, but I haven't been in Minnesota in like 8 years. So I need to, get my butt back there at some point for a Vikings game. Tell your folks and I said hi and watch out for deer. Oh, it's not the deer I'm worried about. I'm worried about the elk. Those things are huge, and Cortana likes to chase after them. Yeah, you do. You know it too. Vikings are depressing. Well, especially if you wanted them to tank after they started 4-8. But I personally I want them. I don't mind them winning the games that they have because I think that you want that environment, that atmosphere, right? That morale, I should say, for your young quarterback. And in transition, Toffoli is going to put that right into the breadbasket of Wallstedt. And I think we're going to get our first commercial break. All right, so we go to a commercial break with the score 0-0. Bruce, what's going on? I hope you've been doing well. Had a Merry Christmas. And how is Cortana? Can she have a treat? Yeah, she can definitely have a treat. There are very few people with the privileges to get a treat to Cortana on demand like that. But you have been there for years, Bruce, and so I will gladly oblige. Cortana, treat. Ready? Wait, I can't. Here we go. Whoop. Really? No effort? You've been spending too much time with the cats recently. Have I seen the all hockey hair team? Not this year, but I've seen that before. It's pretty funny. But yeah, Christmas was low key, which is kind of what I was hoping for. I did a ton of traveling this year, so it's good that I didn't really have to do much for that. And I hope that your holidays have been wonderful to you. When did I get the Califin jersey? I just got it this week, actually. I got the last one on sportsk.com. Iron Rangers love hockey. Oh, people from the Iron Range in Minnesota. Is that what you're saying? I see. I live in Idaho, where we do actually have a decent amount of people from Minnesota, but I don't know the state inside and out. Actually, I don't even know my own state inside and out because I live in the little skinny panhandle. It's so far away from like Boise and all that. Can we see the jersey? Absolutely. Here we go. Yep. Gonna get a Macklin jersey? Hell yeah. I hope that one day I can send something in like this for customization because I have this jersey, I have the Sharks current home and away jersey as well, but they're all blanks. I feel Cortana is an angel and so beautiful too. Aw, that's so sweet. She is a little angel, and she's going to be a birthday girl in just a couple weeks. On January 18th, she'll be 12 years old, 12 years young, I should say, girl. Must be very happy about Macklin. Absolutely. I mean, congratulations to him for making Team Canada's roster. But he's carried this team, and to ask that of a 19-year-old is impossible. And I never thought that he would be this good this early into his career. I didn't even know if he'd be this good, period. She looks like she's about 6 or 7. But you're right. Yeah, she is still pretty youthful. It was a little difficult when she had her surgery earlier this year, but even though her leg hasn't been quite the same, she still plays fetch with me twice a day, and she's been actually pretty boundless recently. She just doesn't want to stop playing, and that's great. And we went for like a little 3-mile hike today, and she was enjoying herself quite a bit. I didn't have to. I've had to slow down with her a little bit, but today didn't really feel like that. So that was good. I just can't take her up some of these really high peaks. What was going on with her leg? She tore. So it's funny because 3 years ago she tore her right rear ACL, and then this year she tore her left rear ACL. We were playing frisbee, and again she just wanted to keep going and going and going. And then I was thinking to myself, I should take her in at some point. And then I'm like, okay, last throw. And then sure enough, she catches it out of the air, and then she comes down. She's limping, and she had to have surgery. And I got to throw a lot of credit to people here because I was looking for work then, and I didn't really have much income coming in through YouTube. So with your help, and yeah, some friends and family too, but we raised enough money for her surgery and her X-rays and everything that comes with that, and that was over $6,000. So it was so amazing, just getting people support immediately for that. And if you like Cortana that much, which I would think some of you do, you can actually get her on a jersey. These jerseys are on sale. There's a link in the stream description, and you can even get your name and number on it if you want. All right, Sharks staying alive. It looks like they haven't been hemmed in their own zone as much the last 2 minutes. Tiago, what's going on? Another TPLO. That's correct. Yeah. So she's had 2 of them, just on different knees. All right. Askarov going to have to play this. He does not turn the puck over. Bad turnover from Dickinson, though. I didn't like that. Dickinson, only about 15 minutes of time on ice per game, but I think that he's starting to be counted on a little bit more defensively, and that's good. I'm sure the offense will come for him, but that's not his assignment. It's learning how to play the true nature of the position. She's beautiful and tough as nails. Yeah, yes, sir. Puck guy, what's going on? Happy New Year. Hey, Happy New Year, man. Thanks for stopping in here. And man, what a fun season it's been so far. I mean, I tell people that this actually might be the most enjoyable it is as a fan because you don't have expectations. And so you just find that you're pleasantly surprised more often than you would expect. And here we are. And I'm fine with, if the price is right, if we have to part ways with somebody, I can see that, but it's not like we have to trade somebody. It's not like we have to finish with a certain record, need to get more time in the Wild zone. I mean, that's really the story of the Shark season for the most part. They're last in shots for, last in shots against, so they actually surrender the most. Face-offs are a piece of that. They don't tell nearly the whole story. But yeah, it's been difficult for the Sharks to, give some of their secondary scorers more opportunities because they're just having a hard time keeping it out of their own zone. It sucks. The number 3 team in the league would have to start the playoffs on the road. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy how either the Stars or Wild after the first round will be eliminated. And that, I mean, I said Dallas was going to win the Stanley Cup this year, and if the playoff format wasn't going to be the way that it has been the last decade or so, I mean, I would still hold true to that, but now I just don't know. I recently bought myself a helmet signed by Yevgeny Nabokov. All right. Wow. That's awesome, man. I miss Nabby. And hopefully Askarov is our next Nabby. But that's cool, man. Now, is it like, it's not actually the design of his helmet, is it? Wild for the Cup? I mean, you gotta have strong play from your centers if you want to win the Stanley Cup. And I love Eriksson Ek. I don't know anything about Danila Yurov. You guys will have to tell me about him, but I would like some more experience at that position because you look at how the Lightning, the Golden Knights, the Avalanche when they had Kadri, and now the Panthers with their 3-headed monster at center. I think that makes all the difference. There's a park where I am called Silverwood. That's right. Yeah, it's about 20 minutes away from here. It's a smaller theme park. We don't have a ton of people in this area, but it's fun. I do like it. I went there last year. Regenda shoots and a save from Wallstedt, who leads the NHL in save percentage, by the way. And he's got 4 shutouts in just 15 games. But yeah, Dellandrea took a big hit there from Hartman, who is known for those sorts of things. And Regenda seems like he's very comfortable out there. Yurov's a hitter too. Yeah, I really don't know anything about him, honestly. All right, Faber from behind the net, moving it up the wall, and looks like the Wild are going to have a 2-on-1 here. Hartman out there, a shot and a score. That's Tarasenko, who's on the score sheet for the Wild. Vladimir Tarasenko. Still looks weird seeing him in a Wild jersey, but we'll give Cortana a treat, right? We play it fair for both teams here. It has the looming skeleton on both sides. Oh, sick. That's kick ass. All right, here we go. Cortana, treat. Ready? Wait. There she goes. Okay. How many goals am I expecting from the Sharks today? I mean, Wallstedt's in goal. So, I mean, not that Gustafsson's any worse, but if we got 3 goals, I'd be very pleased, even if we lost. But that was a rocket from Tarasenko. Didn't look like it went in at that angle. I think everybody knew it, though. Everybody on the ice knew it. There, I got the standings. There we go. Yeah, Tarasenko's so far been a fairly good pickup. I thought he played pretty well for the Panthers. Mukamadul in a shot and a kicked out by Wallstedt. Boldy able to get that cleared. But I didn't like the Sharks there. They do cheat in the offensive zone a little too much. I mean, I've seen that happen, especially with like Dickinson and Klingberg, especially when Klingberg turns it over. And you give up a 2-on-1. In that case, Tarasenko was the one carrying it into the zone, so he picked a spot against Askarov, and I'm not necessarily going to fault Askey because Tarasenko, I mean, he's scored a lot of goals like that in his career. 7-3 shots on goal in favor of the Wild, by the way. I'm surprised it's not even more. All right, here comes the 4th line for San Jose. They had a good game recently against the Ducks. That's Ryan Reeves' line. Yurov is not a hitter. He's a playmaker. Trenin, yeah, Yakov. Yakov is the not Yurov, but Yakov is definitely the hitter. Now Goodrow around the horn. It goes to Klingberg. Looking for Reeves behind the net. Orlov pitching in. 4th line getting some zone time here. And now Klingberg's going to pinch in. Trying to get it around Brodin. And snuffed out there by Yurov. That's him, yeah. Could be a bad change here if the Sharks... Oh, no, they didn't want too many men on the ice. Otherwise, Celebrini could have gone streaking. That Sharks jersey is really nice. The black one I'm wearing, and then they have the Heritage one. They've only worn it a couple times this year, but I do think that turned out nicely. Even though I wasn't really a huge fan of it when they were wearing it back in the 2000s. All right, Dickinson battling against, I can't even see who that is for Minnesota. 78. Do I know who 78 is for them? Sturm, Nico Sturm, former Shark. That's right. I think it's awesome. Yeah. This one's beautiful. Yeah, Penguins had a great one yesterday. Very dominant. Hurricanes need to move on from Freddie Anderson. I know Kochetkov is out, but they need to trade Freddie Anderson. He cannot be their goalie in the playoffs, I don't think. Wesley, what's going on? New to watching hockey. How do the different lines work? Are some offensive versus defensive? Yeah, they're not required. Like you can build your line or construct your line however you want, but usually the top line is the most offensively talented, and the bottom line is the most like physical or defensive minded. But teams choose to structure their lines a little bit differently. So at the end of this year, you might have somebody who plays on a third line score 25 goals. That doesn't happen too much, but it is possible. It does happen from time to time. Wild are finally healthy. Yeah, that's true. And they look very sharp in this game. Good energy overall though. Like good pace in this game so far, I think. We're about 6 minutes from intermission. And don't forget, we'll have trivia at first intermission. Now Colin Graff out there for the Sharks on the second line with Toffoli and Wenberg. Muka Madulin watches that puck almost come out of the zone, but it's chipped back in by the Sharks. Graff and sealed off by Brodin nicely. As Eriksson Ek is going to bump this over to Johansson, excuse me, and the Wild will get in on the forecheck. Yeah, you bet, Wesley. What will the trivia be? It's Sharks trivia, but there is, for our Minnesota folks here, there is a bit of a Minnesota twist to it as well. Boldy almost was in alone with Ferraro chasing him down. A shot from Eriksson Ek immediately blocked. Middleton, former Shark, is going to cycle that behind the net as the Wild are attacking in waves here, really. 7-5, the Wild lead in shots. Now Zuccarello at the point. He's been with the Wild for at least like 5 or 6 years now, yeah. Under 5 to play is Muka Madulin. We'll move it over to Ferraro. The Sharks will get a forward change. Orlov has only 45 shots and 1 goal, and Klingberg has 9 shots. Well, or 9 goals. Klingberg plays on the power play. Orlov does a little bit as well. Goodrow shoots and a blocker save or a shoulder save there from Wallstedt. Great save. Good chance, though, for Goodrow. Top line comes out for the Sharks. Chernyshov to the point. Orlov shoots and scooped up by Wallstedt. Yeah, 4 and only 1 goal, and Klingberg has 9 goals. Yeah, Klingberg is, I mean, he has scored goals before. Orlov's not really known as a goal-scoring defenseman, but Klingberg's done a lot in like overtime and a little bit on the power play as well. Yeah, Zuccarello has been around there for a while. All right, we get a commercial break with under 5 to play in the first period. But yeah, good pace in this game so far. Shout out to my sister. My sister actually joined from Instagram. Yeah, for the people who've been watching on Instagram, if there is anybody, because I'm not very familiar with doing this live. Yeah, I'm sorry if I haven't been as attentive on here. I thought that those comments were supposed to parse over to YouTube, but I'm not seeing them, unfortunately. But yeah, my sister hopped in here for a bit. Wheezing Lungs, what's going on? I know Wheezing Lungs. Yeah, Wheezing Lungs has been in my streams before. Let's see here. Any other scores going on right now? Let's take a look here. Yeah, Tampa Bay has a 1-0 lead on Anaheim. Anaheim has kind of fallen off. The Pacific Division, the top 3 teams are what I expected them to be, albeit the Ducks. I guess number 3 in the division is up for grabs, whether that's the Kings, the Kraken, the Sharks, who knows? So that goal for the Lightning was scored by J.J. Moser, assisted by Radish and Hagel. Radish has a ton of points this year, and halfway through their contest, the Predators with a 4-2 lead over the Golden Knights. Golden Knights have really been bit by the injury bug, whereas the Predators have been surging the last couple of weeks, and with a win, they would be over 500. I know that's not super impressive, but given what we expected to be to happen to that team this year, that's not so bad. The Knights are not as good this year. I mean, Aiden Hill's been out for quite a bit. Their goaltending is not spectacular, but you still need him there to make somewhat of a difference. Here's Eklund behind the net, and Wallstedt the save, rebound, and Wallstedt able to kick that one out, denying Chernyshov. But yeah, Vegas has had tons of injuries, whether that's Eichel out, Stone. Now William Karlsson might be injured. Shea Theodore's missed a ton of time. And now Eklund able to clear that. Actually, never left the zone. Sharks punching back a little bit here. And now Chernyshov nicely scooped up into the and moved into the zone. A shot that went off a stick immediately broke a stick for Yurov off of Eklund is fielded by Wallstedt, and we'll get a whistle. Mike joined Whiskey Pack. I'd join that pack. That sounds like fun. Mike, how you doing, man? I thought that yeah, again, can't see your chat message in StreamYard, but I've got Instagram open. Sharks firing another puck to the net there that goes wide. Fourth line out there. Goodrow trying to give chase to it. Spokane Chiefs alum Jared Spurgeon out there for the Wild. And are we going to get a penalty, or is this a high touch? Okay, they're saying Goodrow passed it with his hand. All right. Wild control the face-off. Middleton. I'm really happy that Middleton has made a name for himself and stuck around with Minnesota. That's great for him. We liked him quite a bit with the Sharks because he would drop the gloves. Now Askarov's going to cover that up, and the Wild technically registering their 8th shot on goal. They've certainly produced a lot more offensively than just the 8 shots, but Sharks are almost drawing even with them on the shot counter, I should say. Nico Sturm in the face-off circle, and he was in Teal for a couple of years. German-born Nico Sturm. Or Nico Sturm. Dickinson battling with Foligno. It's never easy winning a battle against the big rig, but the Sharks get the clear. Trennan, or Foligno, I should say. Around the net, Dickinson's there, but Sturm able to give him a body check. Now Ostapchuk, who scored his first goal as a Shark finally in the Anaheim game. Sharks going to regroup here with 2.5 left in the first period. A stretch pass as Reeves able to keep it from Middleton. Good look to get that into the zone, but Regenda couldn't quite corral that. My boy made the Olympic team. He certainly did. Sorry I'm late. Happy New Year. Happy New Year's Eve to you. When did the Wild sign Sturm? It was in the offseason. And now looking to center that pass, but disrupted by Skinner. Regenda is going to chip it forward. And that's actually going to get called for icing, even though that was basically at center ice. But I appreciate everybody who's been here. Hope you're having a good time with us. Please do hit the like if you haven't already. And if you want more streams, you know what to do. Subscribe if you're new here. And any super chat that I receive will be a treat for Cortana. So there you go. There's your incentive. And check out our newest video on Chris Pronger. I will be playing a trailer if I need to take a bathroom break or something like that. All right, Hartman in the circle against Delandria with 2:03 left. Hinestroza backhands it to the point. It was kept in by Spurgeon. And now Hinestroza cycled into the slot. And Mukamadulin putting down Hinestroza. Nice play there by Shaq, who was questionable going into this game. Wild are really trying to manufacture something here in the closing minutes of the period. But Shakir is able to chip this forward. He's got Regenda on the wing. Pavel Regenda. He backhands it, and a pad save there by Wallstedt. Nice work there from Regenda. I like his game so far. And I got to give Mukamadulin a lot of credit there, too. He certainly catalyzed that. Now Graf along the wall against Eriksson Ek. That's a really nice battle to watch there. Two very reliable defensive forwards. And now taken away by Hughes. Cleared. Will this go for icing? Yes, it will. East Coast trip still happening. That's still a kind of a game decision for me, because I got to make sure that my grandmother's going to be okay in case I want to come see her. I do intend to see her at some point in the next little while, but I don't know for sure if it'll be this year. I hope so, dude. You were at Target. Hey, Target has Wi-Fi. You can live stream and shop at the same time. But yeah, Blitzcat, it is great to have you here. Happy New Year. Yes, Happy New Year to everybody here. Happy 2026. Some people in Europe are just about to ring in the new year. Bruce with the Buckaroo. Thank you so much, Bruce. I will toss a treat to Cortana. Hey, girl, you want a treat? Go. Nice catch, girl. Here, I'll give you another one, too. Nice. Wait, did you catch that or not? That just go right down the hatch. Your brother pushed you at Target yesterday. Oh, you sat in the cart? All right. Now Faber with just 5 seconds left here. The Wild trying to get something to the net, and the Sharks are able to hold down the fort just fine. One goal so far that came off the stick of Vladimir Tarasenko, and the Wild have a 1-0 lead at first intermission. But I got to give the Sharks credit. I thought that they responded pretty well. This is a good game so far. All right, everybody. Well, we're going to take a little break from the action as it's now the intermission, but we'll do some trivia. Who wants to play some San Jose Sharks trivia with a bit of a Minnesota twist? So I invite you to stick around, of course, and play along with us. This is just entirely for fun, excuse me. And type your answers in the chat, okay? All right, so let me bring up my screen here. I think everything's fine. So we do this on our game streams for people who aren't as familiar with this, but wait, how do I view? View slideshow. Okay. So we've got 10 questions. All right. And so just type your answers in the chat. Okay. So everybody, how many Hockey Hall of Famers played for the San Jose Sharks at one point? So how many players who are in the Hall of Fame as players, we're not talking about coaches or anything like that, how many played for the San Jose Sharks at one point? Is the answer A, 5, B, 7, C, 9, or D, 12? So type a letter in the chat. What do you think it is? Jake is thinking 7. A couple people are thinking 9. Yeah, either the letter or the actual number is fine. But nobody's biting on D. Just no. Blitz 15 said D. But it looks like we're skewing more toward A or excuse me, we're skewing more toward B or C. Wouldn't it be something if this game went into overtime, the Sharks won it again for a third time in a row? That guy, if the Sharks win this game in overtime, you can send me a message, Instagram, email, X, and I will get you a Twisted Wrister t-shirt. Did Ed Belfour play for the Sharks? Bruce is diving deep into the knowledge bin. Yes, he did. Great one. All right, we got 10 of these questions to get through, so I will kind of click through this. But I saw, looks like mostly we're thinking either 7 or 9. There are 9 players in the Hall of Fame who played for the San Jose Sharks. Igor Larionov was the first of them, the professor as he was called. Ed Belfour, former captain Rod Blake, Sergei Makarov, Teemu Selänne, Doug Wilson, general manager, played his final 2 seasons with the Sharks. Mike Vernon, who you see here, Stanley Cup winner with the Flames. Jeremy Roenick, and Jumbo Joe Thornton. So I think that's 9 if I'm counting correctly. Minnesota, any of our viewers from Minnesota will tell you a thing or two about 9. Let's go. Hopefully 10 soon with Patrick Marleau. I would love that too. No. You are not stupid whatsoever. Roenick was inducted not too long ago, and I think Vernon kind of gets lost in the shuffle because when we talk about goalies from the 1980s who were part of like dynasties, right? You had, of course, Grant Fuhrer. You had Billy Smith. You even had Patrick Waugh as a rookie with Montreal. So, all right, question number 2, everybody. True or false? The Sharks and the Wild have never faced each other in the playoffs. Is that statement true or false? Have I ever sent a jersey to get customized? Actually, I have never done that. As much as I like collecting jerseys and jersey culture, I've never done that myself. I've had retailers customize them for me, like Cool Hockey or Hockey Authentic. Teemu was awesome. Well, with the Sharks, he wasn't quite as effective as he was with, let's say, the Ducks, but he was still pretty good for them. But I wasn't really watching when Teemu was playing. All right, let's see here. True, 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 true. I'm seeing a lot of trues here. I'm going to say false, but I'm probably wrong. At least I appreciate somebody else going against the grain here. All right, so have the Sharks or Wild ever faced each other in the playoffs? No, they have not. Not yet. And it doesn't look like it's going to be this season either. Here's the regular season matchup in case you're curious about that. But yeah, when they face each other in the regular season, it's usually a pretty even contest, or at least it averages out to be. All right, let us go on to question number 3. When was the last time? Oh shoot, really? Oh man, this format really screwed things up, didn't it? I mean, because this kind of I don't know how this how I had little boxes covering things up. All right, nobody look at the image in the bottom. When was the last time the San Jose Sharks won the Pacific Division? Is it A, 2019, B, 2016, C, 2014, or D, 2011? I thought I QA'd this. This should be. I mean, this doesn't give you the answer, which is nice, but it's still good to kind of cover these up anyway. I mean, I guess as is tradition, I always screw something up in our trivias. Leave a like if you want me to screw up more trivias. The year you were spawned. But people are mostly going with D here for 2011. I didn't need to look at that because our most recent runs, we haven't won the Pacific. Okay, well, actually, I'll just leave it at that. But yes, when was the last time the Sharks won the Pacific Division? It's been as long as the Sabres have been out of the playoffs. Wouldn't you know, the Sabres might actually make the playoffs before the Sharks win a division next. It was back in 2011, now going on 15 years. That team went to the conference final, and then Kevin Bieksa in Game 5 in overtime. All right, Tiago, I will be thinking of you the next time I make a mistake. All right, but yeah, it's crazy. I know, like the Sharks, they went to the playoffs almost every year up until 2019, and just didn't win the division because you had the Kings there, the Ducks, the Canucks for a hot second there. And in 2019, the Flames were really good too. All right. Which of these former San Jose Sharks was not born in the state of Minnesota? Is it A, Alex Stalock? Is it B, Gary Suter? Is it C, Paul Martin? Or is it D, Justin Braun? Which of these guys was not born in the state of hockey? I forgot they changed the division, and I was like, wait, didn't the Canucks win in 2011? No, the Canucks won in 2012, and they won the President's Trophy that year. But so in other words, they didn't go to the Stanley Cup final that year. They did it the year they didn't win the division. Looks like people are kind of leaning toward Paul Martin. John says Gary Suter. So does PG-13 Hockey Man, who is from Minnesota. Whoa! I got to stop here for a second. We got to shout out our guy Louie from Brit Boy Hockey, longtime viewer of the channel. Thanks for stopping in here, man. Still over here in the UK. Well, originally, or when I met you, you were in BC. Now a big follower and supporter of the game over here. I love it, man. We need more people like you in the UK. And you hit 300 subscribers. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and Happy New Year to you, good sir. Thank you so much. It's been awesome having people like you tune in for all these years. Paul Martin doesn't sound like a Minnesota name. that should play a factor in your decision, or should it? Because I saw PG-13. Yes, shout this out. Gary Suter and his family are from Wisconsin. But you might not think about that at first because he was on the Miracle on Ice team, which was coached by, of course, Minnesota's Herb Brooks, the late, great Herb Brooks. CBJ fan, I'm happy to be here. We don't have too many Jackets fans. We do need some Jackets fans here. All right, let's move on to question number 5. How many times has a Shark scored at least 40 goals in a season? Is it A, 4 times? Is it B, 6 times? C, 8 times? Or D, 10 times? How many times in their 35 years has a Shark hit at least 40 goals? And that's with the Sharks for the whole season. Excuse me. What do you guys think? We got Tiago says D10. Jake is thinking C8. 40 goals. Duncan's saying only 4. So does John. Hope we're doing okay. Trying to keep up with the NHL. The live streams are, at a difficult time. That's understandable. But yeah, at least you're waiting for midnight to strike, and it's not that far away. And that's great that you could stop in and enjoy the stream. Looks like we're kind of all over the place with our answers. And some of you are correct because, this has only happened 4 times. And that, of course, Jonathan Cheechoo with Joe Thornton as his center. Nolan and Marlowe had seasons of 44 apiece. Pavelski had 41 back in 2014. Now, there have been 7 instances in which a player has had somewhere between 36 and 39. But hopefully this is expired by the end of this year because Macklin is on pace for, I think, 42 right now. Yeah, Jake, that was kind of surprising. What do I think of the Quinn Hughes trade? It caught me by surprise. I don't know if the Wild needed him the most, but they seem to be just rolling right along with him, and he's producing quite a bit. So, I mean, it's really exciting to see the Wild take a big swing. I have to say that because, they haven't really had that many superstars on their team up until getting Kaprizov, and now they're saying, look, Kirill, we're going to make you a piece of this future and then some, right? For 7 or 8 more years. And now Quinn Hughes is there, and hopefully they can extend him as well. The state of hockey needs a championship in one of the big 4, big 5 professional sports. So I'm happy if any team could get him. The Wild would be right up there, and who knows what kind of talent we're going to see develop out of their organization. Wallstedt is right there already. It's crazy. Okay, let's go on to number 6. Okay, this player has or had 791 career points and plays or played for the Sharks and Wild. So this could be a current player or this could be a former player. Is it A, Bernsey? Is it B, Mikhail Granlund? Is it C, Martin Havlat? Or is it D, Danny Heatley? So which of these guys has or had 791 career points? And didn't go above that, of course. Oh, wait. Oh, sorry. I accidentally kicked over the Cortana cam. One sec. Think very hard about your responses. There we go. There we go, girl. All right. Let's see here. What are we thinking, guys? Burns, Heatley. We got a couple of Heatley responses. I saw Granny in there. I've seen a Martin Havlat. Milan Lucic signed with the 5 Flyers. Oh wow! Like, is that the team that you usually follow? Excuse me. All right, let's reveal our answer in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It is Danny Heatley. So Heatley was a Shark the last time the team won the Pacific Division. It's been that freaking long. His best year was 09-10 with San Jose, 39 goals and 43 assists, and had a really good playoffs too. I had so much fun watching Heatley in person because I went to a bunch of games that year, and that guy had at least 2 hat tricks when I was watching those games. And then he got packaged in a trade for the guy above him, and that is Martin Havlat. Now, speaking of trades, everybody, that same offseason, 2011, the Sharks traded for Brent Burns. And in exchange, they traded away Devin Setaguchi and which other player? So who was packaged in the Brent Burns trade alongside Devin Setaguchi? Is it A, Nick Bonino? Is it B, Charlie Coyle? Is it C, Torrey Mitchell? Or is it D, Jamie McGinn? Burnsy seemed like an easy answer. Don't forget Burnsy, he's probably not going to get it. He'd have to play next year at least, but he has 929 career points, I think. His best years were with the Senators. Oh, you're correct, Bruce. I meant his best year with the Sharks. He played only 2 years, but that first year was a lot of fun. We're seeing a lot of Coyle. We're seeing some Coilers. Now, we got a couple people guessing Bonino and McGinn. Got a Torrey Mitchell. Shout out Torrey Mitchell. Heatley and Setaguchi came in the same trade. At least when I look at NHL Trade Tracker, those are separate. So the Heatley and Havlat trade are together as one. But if that's not correct, then I'm sorry. I just wasn't using a good enough source. All right, let's reveal the answer. Is that That's Good Sports reference? Did I say something? The Cardiff Devils. I actually met some Cardiff Devils fans when I was in Prague 3 years ago for the Sharks and Predators game. No, I don't make That's Good Sports references. You might get a urinating tree, or you might even get a Tom Grossi. Even a Vikings fan, you might get a Tom Grossi from me. But no, the answer is, I saw a lot of correct responses there. It is Charlie Coyle, who never played for the Sharks. He was the 28th overall pick in 2010, so that's a good draft pick. And then the Sharks flipped him in a deal for Brent Burns, and that's pretty damn impressive too. Was Prague nice? Love Prague. It's a great city. It's very fun, very accessible. It was really clean and very affordable too. So I like it quite a bit. All right, everybody. Question 8. We got to get through these quick because intermission will be over just before we know it. True or false? Macklin Celebrini has more 3-point games than 0-point games this season. What do you guys think? We got Dark Zero hanging out with us, by the way. A big supporter of the Swindon Wildcats. Okay, that's your team in town. One day I'd like to maybe go see One day I want to go see the Belfast Giants because my namesake Pinkerton that originates back to Belfast. So I think that'd be cool to go over there and see the Teal Army. Let's see here. True. We got a false. Benito. Oh, you're thinking of Benito. Isn't there's a guy whose last name is Benito, like the fish? But no, I'm thinking of like, what's his name? I know he's a Punjabi broadcaster, Harnarayan Singh, the guy who calls he does calls on Sportsnet, but he was the one who, when Nick Bonino scored in 2016, Game 1 overtime, the Cup final against the Sharks, because Bonino was playing for the Penguins. He shouted Bonino. Yeah, it was, man. That brings up tough memories, but Bonino at least played decently as a Shark. He was good defensively. All right. Hey, sounds good, Louis. Sounds good to me, man. All right. So most people said true. And there you go. You are correct. He has 10 games of at least 3 points. He only has 9 games without a point. Got to start chanting MVP for this guy. All right, 2 more questions, okay? The last time the Wild won 2 playoff rounds, sorry fans, was 2003. What statement about the 02-03 Sharks is false? So which of these four statements is false? They missed the playoffs. Patrick Marleau led the team in points. They went through 2 head coaching changes. So in other words, that would have to mean they'd had 3 coaches. Or what it was Owen Nolan's last year in Teal. So which of these statements is false? Blitz 15 says B. Jake D. Pretty soon I might have to P for the D. Tiago going with C. Anybody want to guess A? All right, I'm gonna roll through these so then we can get back to the action here, because I just, my spider sense is tingling that we're gonna start the second period in just a minute. All right, so it's either B or C probably. Okay, the answer is B. The Finnish Flash led the team in points, 28 goals and 36 assists. And yeah, the Sharks had 3 head coaches technically. Cap Raider, who again I wasn't really following the team as much, he succeeded Daryl Sutter after he was canned, but he was only there for 1 game as a stopgap. And then Ron Wilson came in, and the Sharks did pretty well with Ron Wilson. I wish he wouldn't have gotten fired as quickly as he did. All right, and our final question here. This year's Sharks features 12 former first-round picks. Which of these players was not drafted in the first round? Is it A, Nick Leddy, B, Jeff Skinner, C, Dmitry Orlov, or D, Timmy Liljegren? So which of these players was not a first-round draft pick? Do I follow much of the EIHL or any European hockey? Actually, I don't. I just follow NHL. And then for sports, I follow the NFL a decent amount, but that's about it. I like my Giants for baseball, and I like college basketball a little bit, but I don't really follow them too much. Wait, did we just score a goal? Did we score a goal? Wesley, did we score a goal? If we score a goal, then there's only one thing that we can do right now, and that is, all right, well, anyway, Dmitry Orlov was not a first-round pick. He was a second-rounder, and thanks for playing trivia with us, and we'll get back to the game, okay? Did we really score? Chernyshov scores? All right, well, I haven't even watched the game. Sharks goal. Yes. All right, so the Sharks are on the board. That's Igor Chernyshov? How did I miss this? Oh, my gosh. I'm so consumed by my own trivia. Hope you guys will stick around and forgive me. But I just like to be engaging. I don't want to just ask the question and give you the answer 30 seconds later and not say anything in between. Anyway, let's go to the game. God, I have to. This is a bit of a snafu because I have to click into or I have to reload ESPN because wow. Yeah, Cortana needs a treat. Yes, you're right. Okay, here, Cortana, you get 2 treats. Here we go, girl. Apple. Have some organic apple. You can't just have jerky and get chunky off that. Here we go. Ready? Whoop. Oh, girl, we got to work on the catching. Okay, that was a bad feed. All right. Well, shoot, I got to watch a replay of this. So Sharks scored. Igor Chernyshov gets on the board. Congrats on the win. Well, tranquilo, my friend. It is very early in this game, but the Sharks are gonna put up a fight. Okay, let's see if they can lock things down defensively. They did a better job as the period went along. Albeit Hartman is being quite a Hartman in this game, giving a lot of our players some fits. Big scrum there in the corner. Dickinson comes out with it, and the smooth skating 19-year-old able to get it ahead. Now, here's a chance. Dickinson shoots. Wallstead able to fight that off with the glove. I would have loved to see Sam score there. He would have. Oh, man. Sam hasn't gotten too many offensive opportunities, but that was a good one there. Nice save from the Swedish netminder. Now a shot that ends up behind the goal, and Goodrow chips that to nobody. I don't know who he was looking for there. Dickinson, and there's Hartman again. Iorio stepping into the play. Dickinson and Iorio, these guys are making some good strides defensively this year. So that's what Chernyshov's third of the year, and that's his 7th point in his 7th game as a Shark. That's fantastic for the 20-year-old. And good disruption on the back check there from Foligno. The Wild almost got some extended zone time, but now the Sharks' 4th line will come out there. Reeves trying to chip it through 2 defenders, almost gets a shot on goal there. Good effort from Revo, who has won me over quite a bit after all these years as a nemesis to the team. If the Sharks win today, I'm wearing my Sharks shirt at midnight. If they don't, I'll wear it anyway. There we go. I like it, man. They can be your Western Conference team. Ferraro trying to get it around the net for Toffoli. It ends up on the stick of Mukhamadullin. That is his last name. Well, pronunciation is probably different, but he goes by that for the media. Okay, Wenberg at the circle, at the dot, off the stick of Trennan, and that goes out of play. You got your Caps t-shirt on. Yeah, the Capitals got to win. Wow, you have a lot of different teams represented, don't you? All right. Sharks look like they're hungry. They're feeding off the momentum from the goal. You love seeing that. Wenberg in the circle, and he'll win that draw. Ferraro a shot, and trying to get some net front traffic there was Chernyshov, but that goes into the trapper of Wallstedt effortlessly. There you go, Tiago. I like it, man. So now the Sharks actually lead in shots by 12-8. For a state with little hockey, we have lots of hockey merch. In Florida, I guess probably because of all the snowbirds down there, right? Although I have to give Florida a lot of credit as a state. There have been a lot of players who've been born there who have gone on to play in the NHL. There's now a Florida-born goaltender. I forgot who that was. That wasn't Jacob Fowler, was it? I could be wrong. But Jacob Chikrin's from there. The Hughes, Quinn Hughes and I guess Jack Hughes then too, and Luke. And a backhander denied by Askarov off the stick of Eriksson Ek. And we'll get another puck out of play here. As the goaltending in this game looks very sharp so far for both teams. So Askarov and Wallstedt, who knows? That could be a matchup to watch for seasons ahead, right? And not just for the regular season. Although, as we saw earlier in our stream during intermission, these teams have never faced each other in the playoffs. Rare sight to see the Sharks playing with momentum. Yeah, unless it's like the end of the game and they're trying to come back against Pittsburgh. Who's playing in goal? It's actually Askarov. He's getting a lot of starts recently. Chernyshov, good effort to win that, or to try and win that battle against Hughes for the foot race for icing, but it's still called icing. Wenberg became unpopular among TikTok became popular. Yeah, I think I kind of remember that. He is pretty much your prototypical Swede, and I mean that as a compliment. He's got great genetics, and he's got really good a really good skill set on the ice too. That was probably one of Greer's best signings over the last 3 years. Wild are really fighting hard to keep this puck in the zone. Here's Yurov getting hassled by Klingberg to the half wall where Faber is. Cycled by Kaprizov over to Hughes at the top of the slot. Quinn Hughes. Oh, and he passed up on a shot there. He fooled Celebrini. I don't know why he didn't shoot there. Skating it ahead is Eklund. And from behind the net, it'll be steered by Wallstedt with the Sharks getting a full change. Hughes able to gain the zone. He'll backhand it across the ice. And now a shot there from Zuccarello that comes out of the zone. Nedeljkovic does at least one thing a game that gives you an aneurysm. Uh, did you not see the last game with the first goal the Sharks gave up? But yeah, I think it's kind of contagious there in San Jose. All right, catch you later, PG-13. I appreciate you tuning in, good sir. All right, Regenda. Here he comes. Pavel Regenda. He centers it, but nobody's there. Echo the sentiment. Writing aggressive language about real life players is too much, and asking for a little respect. The Kraken deleted all references to book talk from their social media accounts, so they want nothing to do with that, huh? Oh yeah, I kind of do remember that. I try to, I don't really have much of an interest in that sort of thing myself. Anyway, we get a commercial break here. Of course, the goal being scored by Igor Chernyshov. And what am I going to do while this is going on besides talking to you guys? I'm going to actually watch the goal that I missed because we were finishing up our trivia. Okay, and of course, my feed, my X feed is entirely Macklin Celebrini related because the things we do for the people we love. Oops, excuse me. But let's take a look at that goal again. I have one look at that. Let's see here. Let's see your Sharks. Let's take a look at that one more time. So Celebrini gets the primary, and yeah, Chernyshov he picked his spot against Wallstedt. I mean, Wallstedt was expecting something low, was positioned well, but Chernyshov looks like he was able to elevate the puck enough. Where do I recommend getting jerseys? I've been kind of out of the game. This is the first NHL jersey I've purchased, I think, in 3 years. So I got it from sportsk.com because they give you the most reasonable prices, but they don't carry any of the Fanatics jerseys. They are just trying to clear out their Adidas stock. It's priced really well. They only do blanks, just for a heads up, but sportsk.com, shipping is only $2 and they ship very quickly. They're just a small, couple of people running that out of Michigan. So yeah, I recommend them first and foremost if you don't mind getting an Adidas jersey. Or you can go, to eBay and look for jerseys there, as long as you know how to spot a real one from a fake one. Ben H Sports, who is in Canada, sells on there, and like the hockey guy buys from him a lot. But of course, with like tariffs and that sort of thing, I don't really know if you're going to be charged for that sort of thing if it's being shipped from Canada. But that's another place I think of, and I like cool hockey as well. All right, let's get back to the action here. Top of the zone there for Klingberg. He's going to fire that really wide. Orlov one times it, and a shoulder save there from Wallstedt. The Shark should do a street shark. That would be pretty amazing. I would love that. Maybe as like a warm up or something to that extent. And now looks like Kaprizov is able to get this out to the point. Faber. And now we've got Faber. Hughes at the slot. He shoots and scramble in front there, and Askarov covers it up. But that's the second time this period where Quinn Hughes has been able to shake free of a Sharks defender pretty effortlessly. As great of we know how amazing of a skater he is, but that is a little concerning because yeah, when he's got the puck and no one's around him, that's a bit of a death wish. Original jersey or a fake one is a question of quality or is about collection only. Quality matters a lot, because fake jerseys, they don't use the same material. They fit very awkwardly. I've always experienced bad fits with those jerseys. They sometimes smell really badly, like they came out of, I don't know, out of an actual factory, it's a very unpleasant experience when you find out that your jersey is fake. Um, Plus, I mean, counterfeit merchandise is a criminal enterprise too. All right, here come the Wild in transition. It's Trennan looking for Sturm around the net. Former Shark Nico Sturm. And now shot going off the side of the net there. And this will come out of play. Will this be an icing to the Sharks? It looks like it. Yeah, I would love that Street Sharks throwback would be a lot of fun. Wow. If you purchase a Celebrini or Smith jersey from the Sharks store, excuse me, if you purchase one of their jerseys, you get the sleepover bobblehead of the two of them. That's too funny. They include that for free. Knocked away by Regenda. This could be interesting, but Hughes is gonna track this down. I've liked watching Regenda. He seems to be around the puck and doesn't seem like he's really missed a beat, because it's been a while since he played for San Jose for the Sharks, not for the Barracuda. You're all jacked up on Mountain Dew. All right, skated ahead by Celebrini. Going 1-on-3 here. Macklin to the wing and knocked away really astutely there by Johansson. Eklund looking to center it for Macklin. And it looks like the Wild defense is really swarming when Macklin is out there. Now Hughes from behind the net, but Eklund is really giving him a tough time. I can get a bobblehead if I get a jersey from the Sharks Pro Shop. Yeah, that's what it said. I don't know if that's online or in store or both, but that's what I just saw on TV. That's pretty amazing. I like that. Of course, you're gonna pay full price for it though, right? And I don't think shipping's gonna be free. Make sure you get an adult jersey. I accidentally got an XL jersey in youth for Pavelski. Oh my gosh, it was but a wee bit snug. The bobblehead looks like a pop-up from the 2000s internet. Yeah, the quality of bobbleheads is a lot different than when we were kids, but that's because, they're made as giveaway items, so they're mass-produced. A shot, and that was a rocket. Thankfully, Askarov didn't have to make a save on that. Sharks a little bit hemmed in their zone here as Klingberg getting it up the wall to Foley. Can't quite knock it down. Zuccarello still has it. And the Sharks able to steer that clear. And we'll get an icing to the Sharks with 9:14 here left in the second period. Good game so far. 12-12. The shots are tied up. Okay, we'll get a face-off in the Sharks zone here after the icing. Celebrini going to take this draw and win it against Hartman. And now Toffoli, he's going to chip it, looking for Eklund at center ice. A good defensive support by Zach Bogosian. I think the only player left in the NHL besides Evander Kane, who played for the Thrashers. Hinostroza trying to get by Dickinson. Nice play by Sam, but he's outnumbered 3-1 as Tarasenko's the goal scorer for Minnesota, able to hold the zone. Celebrini's been on the ice for 2.5 minutes, by the way. I had no idea. But now the Sharks are able to get it clear. Toffoli, he will just calmly chip this, and Regenda will give chase as the Sharks change up. And now, a feed in front looking for Graf. He's looking for Wenberg behind the net, calling Graf. Evading the defense, a shot from the point. Regenda able to corral it, sending it up to the point. Some traffic in front, loose puck. And nobody can come up with it right now as Wenberg able to find Ferraro pinching in. Still at the corner. Wenberg, he'll pull up, looking for somebody in front. He'll just chip this by as the Wild are really tired. They've been in their zone for a while now. A shot from Ferraro goes off a shin in front. And now looks like Hartman's able to chip this down, and the Wild able to avoid what was substantial zone time there for the Sharks. Oh, Stopchuk now trying to put one in front. Sharks' fourth line getting crafty. And now Hughes is going to skate this out of the zone. Now Sturm battling against Mukammadulin behind the net. Sharks able to bat this clear. A foot race, or is it going to be icing? No icing. Faber versus Ostapchuk. Busch Gardens, that'd be cool. I've never been, but Busch Gardens, when I would watch Nickelodeon back in the day, Busch Gardens was always like a grand prize for like Double Dare and other game shows like that. Legends of the Hidden Temple. The desire of eating something while watching hockey. They don't go hand in hand, but I do enjoy my snacks quite a bit. Today I found some very cheap guacamole. I mean, it tastes good. It was just inexpensive. It was on sale, so I got some guacamole and I got some hopefully some good hummus for some chips or crisps as people call them. Trail mix is dangerous because a couple handfuls and you will not need to eat dinner, because nuts have a lot of calories, but nuts are quite good for you, or at least some of them are. Sometimes I can only eat when I watch YouTube. Yeah, I think those go hand in hand. Okay, here's Zuccarello in the slot looking for Kaprizov, and great job by the Sharks on the back check there. Orlov getting some defensive help from one of the forwards. And Regenda's going to shoot, and he's going to put it over the net. I've liked Regenda's game, though. He looks pretty comfortable. All right, in transition, Zuccarello, and he gets whacked by Skinner. Is that going to be a penalty? No tripping called. Klingberg sent down for Jeff Skinner. He'll pull up, looking for a trailer. We'll have to just send this around the net. Celebrini out there with Regenda and Skinner. And now Macklin on the back check. Couldn't quite get that away from Eriksson Ek, but Klingberg able to keep it away from his countrymen. Sharks able to chip this out. Now Eklund, he comes in alone. William Eklund, he's got a chance. He's going to back. Oh, and he draws a penalty, though. So the Sharks are going to go to the power play, everybody. Sharks on the power play. All right, we're going to have a commercial break, though. I got to go to the restroom, and you can still be entertained while I play a trailer for our most recent video on Chris Pronger.
He's also earned a reputation for being one of the dirtiest.
Gene McCann, Doc, is a senator, and Chris Pronger laid him out.
The way how he played was so evil. He used the stick like a weapon. He was just a dirty player.
I hope I never have to see him again. And if I see him out there, I might punch him.
In case you couldn't tell, Hall of Fame defenseman Chris Pronger is among the most hated players in NHL history. He was suspended 8 times throughout his career and carried one of the league's dirtiest and most villainous reputations. He knew how to do or say something that would drive you nuts, from stealing game pucks in the 2010 Stanley Cup Final, to fabricating how angry Oilers fans broke into his home and stole his furniture. And there was always that annoying shit-eating grin of his. But here's why you really hate him.
End to end. Green. Forward by Pronger. Sent to the back by Torres, and it drives. Score! Chris Pronger!
There's a big hit by Pronger, and that sent Carey into a helicopter spin.
The Anaheim Ducks are the Stanley Cup champions.
Only a few defensemen, especially when we consider today's NHL, could dominate a game like Chris Pronger could. His hockey IQ and skill in all 3 zones paired perfectly with his punishing hits and his demanding, even occasionally abrasive leadership. He was a 4-time finalist for the Norris Trophy as the league's best defenseman, and the year he won that, he did something that only one other blue liner since World War II had achieved. He was traded 3 times in the 2000s, but each time he helped guide his team to the Stanley Cup Final. In this video, we'll explore the career and legacy of hockey's most hated Hall of Famer, from his underage partying days with the Whalers, to his rise to dominance with the St. Louis Blues, to his falling out with the Oilers, and of course, plenty of his most infamous moments. All right, everybody, and that was our trailer for our latest video on Chris Pronger. Check it out if you haven't already. It's quite an interesting look at hockey's most hated Hall of Famer. All right, guys. Well, now we got a San Jose Sharks power play here. I guess I should have played the sound effect when I came back, but this is one area where the Sharks have not been quite as successful. It's the man advantage. Having Will Smith out of the lineup has definitely been a reason why it hasn't been as sharp. But even so, I would think the Sharks could be a little bit more efficient with it. And a shot to the point, cleared, but not out of the zone by the Wild. So the Sharks able to hold the zone here. Here comes Eklund. He's got Wenberg out there. Toffoli also there with Klingberg and Macklin. And here's Klingberg at the point. Moves it over to Eklund. Down low, Wenberg looking for a touch pass. And that's whacked out of the zone by Boldy. And a nice job by the Wild to keep the puck away from Wallstedt in this case. Celebrini now will move it over to Toffoli. Toffoli, just 10 goals so far this year. Not quite as efficient as he was last year. Macklin now. Trying to spin away from Foligno. Macklin, he's going to look into the slot. A chance and doesn't quite get on goal. Wenberg trying to shovel that in. Oh, your mom. Okay. Well, I hope that your mom can get some rest and heal up here, Duncan. You saw the Pronger video. Well, I hope you found it interesting. Thank you. All right, 45 left on the power play, as the Wild have done a really nice job killing this so far. Very tight coverage, but not overly aggressive. And the Sharks are going to have to bring it up here as Eklund, Celebrini, there was a little miscommunication there, and the Wild will just slap this down. Yeah, not as good of chemistry with Smith just yet, but it's something. I mean, if I had to choose between which of those two players to keep on Macklin's wing, I would choose Chernyshov. I mean, I understand that Smith, his abilities, just like there's a night and day difference when he's playing with Macklin. I just like how Chernyshov plays that power forward position. A shot, they score! It's Jeff Skinner! And the Sharks take a 2-1 lead. That's just the 5th of the year for Jeff Skinner, but it's a big one here. Great screen in front by who have we been talking about in this game? Pavel Regenda. That's a Sharks power play goal. I love that. Who's at home? San Jose's at home. The former first overall pick. Huh? He wasn't first overall. He was the Calder winner. He beat out Logan Couture in 2011. The former first-round pick. There we go. Or first-round pick. Yeah, there you go. Love the animation. Thank you. And I got to shout out Pug Guy. Pug Guy joined us. Actually, I used something of his for one of my sound bites. Not the goal horn. I don't know. But actually, the Sharks posted that old video on their social media, so I just clipped it and I took the last little bit of it. So then that way I'm not, infringing on their rights. Even though I've given them thousands of my dollars over the years. My stream with the absurd delay. I think I'm on like a slight delay. Plenty of hockey left here, Jake, but I'm very happy with how the Sharks have answered the bell against one of the top teams in hockey. All right, so can the Sharks build on their lead, or can they at least play with the intensity that you're seeing from them? Macklin and Chernyshov out there, so top line for the Sharks. Chernyshov and Celebrini have some good chemistry. Now winning that puck battle with Celebrini behind the net, that was a tenacious effort there. And the Wild will move it ahead with Hinostroza. Sharks able to chip it behind the Minnesota goal, and they'll get a change now. Igor definitely puts himself in weird spots. Yeah, that's true. Like you love seeing that. And I mean, the confidence, right? Like it took Will a little while to really feel like he had his footing. But Chernyshov was instant. Could the three of them play together though on a line? Very, very possibly. Because Celebrini can, his defense is solid. Chernyshov is so good. He really is. I mean, I'm curious to see what happens when Will comes back, but both work. Can they all work together? Uh-oh, and now foot race here. Johansson's getting a step on Klingberg. He skates in. Marcus Johansson trying to center it, and Klingberg actually getting in the way of Eriksson Ek. No penalty called. That kind of surprises me, honestly. Graf is going to slap this, where Orlov is going to pick it up, and the Sharks dodge a bullet there because I thought Eriksson Ek got hooked or held or something there. Hughes trying to get it out of the zone, and Skinner able to pick it up. He'll charge toward the net. Skinner looking for another one. He's behind the net. Oh, Skinner almost making something happen there. When he scored against the Ducks, he was literally right there in front of the goalie. Yeah. What the hell? How did the Wild not score there? Yeah, I know. I think the Sharks might have avoided a penalty there. Wait, Cortana never got her goal treat. What is my problem? Here, Cortana, here. Treat. Here, you know what? We'll give Cortana another one. She's been such a good girl. She's not even whining. And she's staying in her bed, too. There we go. Good girl. Not to mention the lighting. The lighting looks really nice. At least on my screen it does. So Cortana, she looks radiant and yet all right, here we go. Avoided like 5 penalties. That's the first one where it might have actually been, it might have had an impact on the final score. But yeah, we'll get one more commercial break here. So the goals, Chernyshov to start the period, and now on the power play, Jeff Skinner chicken dinner. Cortana is looking good like a painting. Nice. And, one day, once when she is, across the Rainbow Bridge in a few years, maybe I will actually have, a professional do something like that, a painting or, get like a really good photo of her framed professionally. I would like that. Yeah, but Sharks can thank their lucky stars that it's not 2-1 right now. Whether that was a penalty or not, it looked like Johansson and Eriksson Ek were going to tie things up. All right. Well, I don't have any intermission trivia planned for second intermission, so sorry to disappoint you if you were expecting that. But we can take a look at the standings, I guess, or we can take a look at some of the other scores around the NHL. But yeah, this has been a very, very surprising game, or a exciting game, excuse me. There we go. That's how I do my standings. Whew. But lots of hockey left here. Lots of hockey. Right, girl? So I guess I should ask while things have quieted down a bit. What's everybody doing for New Year's? Are we celebrating? Are we doing anything tonight? Are we waiting until tomorrow? Watching college football? Watching more hockey? 2-1 possible. Are you asking if the score is going to stay 2-1? I don't know, actually. The goaltending's been pretty good for the Sharks, but I would expect there to be a few more goals, or at least a couple more. Did you watch the Penguins yesterday? No, I didn't. You've never been so excited. Wow, it was that impressive, huh? Playing games with your twin brother. Thanks for jumping in here, Alex, and go Sharks. I mean, I think it's possible that the Sharks can finish this game and win, but you might need to rephrase your question if I'm not understanding it correctly. But yeah, good to have you here, Alex. What am I doing? I don't really think I have much planned. Mrs. Twister has the day off, which is good. And she'll be off work in about an hour. So I don't know. Maybe we'll go out to a brewery or something like that. How happy am I that Macklin is on Team Canada? Well, it's funny. I said earlier, maybe it's a bad thing because if he was snubbed, think about how angry he would be playing right now, right? But I don't think that means he's going to play any worse right now. He has an assist tonight, a primary. So I think that, it's wonderful that he's being rewarded for it. Will I be rooting for Team Canada? I don't expect to, but then again, if he's in the final against a team that's not the U.S., I don't know. Maybe I will. But congrats to Macklin and congrats to everybody else who has made the Winter Olympics. I'm going to a barbecue with your father and stepmom's family. More of a Christmas guy than a New Year's guy. And yeah, I mean, it's a very different time of year near the equator. You can have a cookout like that or a barbecue, where I don't think that we would see anybody doing that over here. Even though it's kind of a nice day here, actually for us, for most of November through February, we see the sun for like maybe 10 days total. It's usually very cloudy here, but that's cool. Watching the Sharks with then the in-laws, then hockey all night. Oh man, I should be coming over to your place. But then again, Mrs. Twister, she watches all the Sharks games that I watch when she can, unless she's working. Yeah, every teenager wants to get drunk in Canada. As long as you're safe. Yeah, I can't say I have much really planned per se either, Jake, but it'll involve, I don't know, maybe Mrs. Twister and I will I don't know about a hike, but maybe we'll take a walk somewhere if it's unless it's like raining, but thankfully it's not going to rain today. It's hot. It's summer in the southern hemisphere. So yeah, great time for a barbecue. I will stay up unreasonably late. And for me, unreasonably late would probably be midnight because it's that time of my life now where like I cannot you would have to like pay me to to stay up till midnight unless it was I don't know. Can I make it to midnight tonight? I might be able to. I might. Shoot, when's this? When are we getting back to the action here? I might refresh my stream because it seems like it's been like 5 or 6 minutes since we were last watching the Sharks, but it says it's still a commercial break. It's raining where you live, and you don't have to share, but I always find it interesting, learning about where our viewers are. But actually, I am going to cook out tonight. I forgot about that. We are currently marinating a steak with a homemade chimichurri sauce. I love chimichurri so much. So I will throw that on the grill later today. And yes, we have lots of beer. We have lots of liquor right now. We have a cabinet that's pretty stocked. So maybe I'll dig into my single malt American whiskey. We're gonna do another watch party like Discord. I am open to doing that. I was thinking about maybe Saturday, but I do have plans in the evening, so it would have to be earlier in the day. So I'm not sure. But I like doing it. I'd like some more people to join us for that. That'd be great. But yeah, for anybody who's wondering what we're talking about, we have our own Discord. It's a small Discord, but people know each other. People are friendly. You are more than welcome to join us. It's totally free. If you don't have an account, you can create one pretty seamlessly. And you can see a link in the stream description if you want to join our Discord. Don't know if this is niche. I can't stand the ESPN Plus commercial break loop. Some weird white noise in the background. Would rather have nothing at all. That's fair. I actually prefer that over the same commercials running in over and over again. So I personally don't mind it, but to each their own. People used to complain about all the promos that they were doing with it. So now it's kind of like, now that's why you get nothing, good sir. But I can understand that, right? There are some people who always like having background noise on, whereas I don't care about it. Yeah, we already get enough ads as it is. Wait, are we at intermission? Is it second intermission, or I thought there was like a couple minutes left? Oh, it is second intermission. This whole time I've totally not been paying attention. My bad. Everybody's just here to just minding their own business and chilling. All right. But I might have to get the New Year's festivities started early. If we can hang on, you know what? I won't even say anything. But I might have a reason to get my get my drink on at the end of the stream. We'll see. 2.5 commercials per game on repeat. I think you're right, Wesley. Where do I watch hockey? I watch from Disney Plus. Yeah, so I watch through ESPN Plus, which, you know, ESPN is owned by Disney. So I think it's the same service. Like I think it's the same service. It's just a different branding to it, I guess. But there are good places out there to watch bootleg streams, or but they aren't necessarily the most reliable. I have Buff Streams. Buff Streams is one I've been watching recently. But ESPN Plus, it's been working okay for me because I can watch all the Sharks games as long as they're not playing the Kraken or the Golden Knights or the Avalanche or the Mammoth, because I live in four blackout markets. It's so dumb. It's like I'm in North Idaho. We have no sports teams in no pro teams in the Gem State. All right, guys. Well, the Sharks were awfully tough to play against that period. I think the shots. I think they've only given up 12 shots so far. I think the Wild are going to come out in the third period, kind of like they got, kind of like how they came out to start this game. In the meantime, the Predators are holding on to a 4-2 lead over the Golden Knights, and also the Lightning have a 2-1 lead at second intermission against the Ducks. Just a moment, everybody. I'm going to see if I can share my my screen with you guys. Let's see here. With the New York area teams. Oh, yeah, because if you live there, then you're blacked out from 3 teams, right? So that's pretty awful. It basically means you need cable TV so you can get MSG, right? Although MSG has their own streaming service, I think, or at least it's like bundled with other streaming services. Okay, let me see here. Gotta get this. There we go. That's good. So, come on. Don't be shy, friend. There we go. All right. Bum, 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 bum. All right. There we go now. Has Cortana gotten a treat yet? Yeah, because there have been 3 goals, so she gets a treat for every goal. I almost forgot the last one, but yep. But she gets treats when we have super chats. So if anybody feels generous to finish out the new year, I've got some treats queued up. Actually, here we'll throw Cortana a treat right now. There we go. What a good girl. Here, have another one, girl. Whoop. She's like, apple. I'm sick of these apples. Does NBC California need to change some of their music? I don't mind it. I miss the Fox Sports one. Dun 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 dun. I like that one personally. But Fox Sports is really not much of a thing anymore, huh? That's more of like a Ness not Nesson. Do they use that music? I don't know. But anyway, we can take a quick look at the standings if you would be so curious. I have the standings actually written out here in the as my banner, but there we go. So let's take a looky-loo. Am I into Mexican food? I bet San Jose has lots of Mexican restaurants. Absolutely. Yeah, San Jose has very good Mexican food, like a lot of places in California. San Diego probably is the best. Vietnamese food is also a big thing in San Jose because that has the highest Vietnamese-born population of any major city in terms of like per capita. All right, so let's look at the standings. We'll start with the Eastern Conference. So the Atlantic Division is basically a 3-way tie when you look at it here. The Lightning are looking to now go to 49 points in 39 games. So they've got a slight edge over the Montreal Canadiens, who they beat in overtime recently. And then we also have the Detroit Red Wings basically in that conversation as well. Feels like the Wild retired at the end of the second. I think you're right. Yeah, they spent a lot more time in the zone that period. And there were a couple times there where the Sharks actually had them trapped for quite some time. So I would agree with you. Buffalo has won 9 in a row. They're going for 10. We'll see if they can make it. But they find themselves in 4th place, although that would only be good enough for the second wild card if you look at points percentage. There are a lot of different ways you can look at the standings. I think this is the most simple view that I can present you, even though it's percentages. Florida is right there in the wild card race. And then you have a couple of trailers. Although, look at this. All these teams have more points than games played. So they're all still alive in the playoff conversation in the East. And the West isn't too much different, although you have some teams that are below NHL 500. Then in the Eastern Conference, Carolina's got a pretty decent lead here. The Flyers, though, they are only 4-2-4 in their past 10, but they're getting points, you can see. And they've got second place. The Islanders have been a surprise as well. They're in third. Washington won today to close the gap. So if you did this just by points percentage, the Capitals would get in as your first wild card, and the Sabres would be your second wild card. But if you shuffle things around by points, then things kind of change up. But that's to give you kind of a macro view. Even the Rangers, who lost today, look at that. They're 43 points in 42 games, whereas you see a team like the Sabres, who are kind of the second wild card, they are 6 points above the 500 mark. So, I mean, really, anybody could make it out of that conference. And then when we look at the Western Conference, as you probably know, it is so top heavy. The top 3 teams in the Western Conference are all in the Central Division. Even the Wild, look at that. They have a sizable lead over the Golden Knights in total points and also in points percentage. It's that nobody really wants the wild cards right now. And actually what we've seen recently is that the third place in the Pacific Division, look at that. It is up for grabs. If the Sharks can get 2 points here, that would mean they'd have 43 points. And that would put them just 1 point behind Anaheim for third. So that's pretty crazy there. Even Vancouver's been playing better recently. They're still kind of trailing some of the wild card contenders, but it's not insurmountable. I mean, if they get on a bit of a roll, that's maybe what it would take. And of course, it's going to be really interesting to see what some of these teams try to do at the trade deadline as it pertains to do they go in and sell their assets, or do they sell their players off on expiring contracts, or do they say, hey, let's stand pat, stick with what we have, and we might end up in the postseason? All right, guys, I think we're gonna get into the third period now. I hope you're ready for 20 minutes of heart-stopping action here. And I appreciate you guys hanging out with me here on New Year's Eve. It is a pleasure chatting with all of you. Cortana, treat? 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 Okay, never mind. She doesn't want any apples. All right. I mean, the caffeine buzz was really strong with me for the start of this game. I'm already coming down quite a bit, though. Let's see, your third period early. All right. There you go, girl. First year watching hockey, fully. Awesome. Well, we are happy to have you here as somebody who's still fairly new to the sport. And what's your favorite team, or are you just kind of watching all the teams out there? As that one's going to end up in Astarov's glove. The Sharks have only given up 14 shots. Couture is in the building with Will Smith. That's great. If you want somebody to learn from, Logan Couture is a great player there. Just don't ask him, how do I stay away from pucks hitting me in the face? Your girlfriend is a Ducks fan? Okay, so Penguins and Ducks. So there isn't too much of a conflict, right? All right. Sharks able to get this out of the zone. Good play there from Chernyshov. Nice to see Chernyshov. Like, you got to watch Chernyshov away from the puck too, because he already shows that he could be a pretty complete winger. Mukhamadulin's had a nice game, and he'll help the Sharks skate this out of the zone. Celebrini. He's going to send this into the corner, giving chases Eklund against Faber. He'll win that battle. Good support there from, looked like Johansson on the back check. And the Sharks will be offside, so Klingberg is going to settle the puck at center ice with Orlov. Not a good touch there from Chernyshov, though, as that ends up on Hughes' stick. But this is going to go down for an icing against the Wild. Sharks and Leafs, but I enjoy watching all the teams. Oh, that's great. I mean, that's something that I never really... I didn't watch a ton of hockey outside of the Sharks until making content on YouTube, and it's been good for me because I've had to go through this, proper rebuild with the Sharks tearing things down. And so then that way you start, you might get a second team or a third team, or, you might catch on and, want to watch the Wild with Quinn Hughes, or the Sabres being on their streak. You might find yourself kind of getting in, cheering for them when the playoffs come around, if they, have a legitimate shot at that time of year. You might get an Avalanche jersey, so a girl will like you. Hey, as a word of advice, don't go chasing Avalanche fans. I've been there before, a couple times actually. Don't go chasing Avalanche fans. Let them enjoy their 3 Stanley Cups and Nathan McKinnon. All right, here come the Sharks. It's Skinner around the net. Sometimes I like making up songs on the spot. Well, I mean, or taking old songs and plugging in hockey lyrics. And here's Graf. Oh, and a nice poke check there by Middleton. Otherwise, it was Graf alone against Wallstedt. Your other crushes don't like hockey. Well, a word of advice, son. When I met Mrs. Twister, she had never watched sports in her life, basically. And now I have successfully converted her to a Sharks fan. But hey, you do you. All right, here's Wenberg. And a loose puck that Bogosian's going to scoop up. That's the neat part. You can make them like it. Exactly. Now Foligno behind the Sharks net. Shadowed by Dickinson. Sturm able to move that back to the point. A shot from Spurgeon and a nice block there from Reeves as it takes a little spin on his knees, and the Sharks chip it and get a clear. Good job by the fourth line. Now Ostapchuk funnels it over to Goodrow and back out to the point. Back behind the net where Ostapchuk is battling Spurgeon. Sharks fourth line chewing up some zone time. This is really good for them. Ostapchuk, Spurgeon giving him everything he has. And now at the point, Mukamadulin a shot and just wide of the net and off the boards it goes. Wild able to settle things down here with their fourth line. And now the Sharks top line has come over the boards. Wild still stuck on 14 shots. They don't have one in this period just yet. Chernyshov, he'll bring it behind the net. He's centering it out in front. He scored! Oh my goodness, what a setup. Macklin gets on the board and the Sharks take a 3-1 lead. Igor goddarn Chernyshov, are you kidding me with that? Oh my goodness, Macklin and Igor. That gets two goal horns. Oh baby. Oh. Will who? Treat, Cortana, treat. Oh, sorry, bad pass. I'll have Igor Chernyshov give you the goal treats next time. Oh, baby. Did you guys see that? Here, girl, come here. Here, I have another treat. Come here. Good girl. All right, girl, go lie down, okay? Are you kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? Get ready, or get used to that for the next freaking 7 or 8 years. Chernyshov and Celebrini. Time to wear the Shark shirt. That was as beautiful of a setup as I've seen all year. And the Sharks have had a few of them. 3-1, I see you, says Mike. Wow. The Wild coach, John Hines, looks mad. I mean, what do you do about that? Here comes Graf now. He's got a chance. And Quinn Hughes puts a body on Graf. Nice play by Quinn. Excuse me. Chernyshov's going to cycle this around the Wild net. On their 20th shot, the Sharks take the 3-1 lead. And now this is where you would expect a push from the Wild. And they have it behind the Sharks net. Chernyshov able to get that by Spurgeon and Celebrini with time. Looking for Eklund up ice, and that ends up with the Wild and Zuccarello. And that's going to be an icing. Vegas is literally worse than San Jose, except when they play San Jose. Dude, I heard that Carlson got hurt today too. I mean, you guys are just dropping like dominoes. That's unfortunate. But yeah, here we are. This has been a fun game. The Wild were the team that had a little more jump and certainly a lot more puck possession at the start of the period. But the Sharks have punched back, and I mean, what impresses me most is that they're holding the zone well, and now you're seeing Askarov has made some nice saves. I think that this is a very complete game for the Sharks. Definitely more complete than the Anaheim game a couple nights ago that they won. They had 4 goals on their first 9 shots. Carlson has been hurt. Okay, excuse me if I... Oh, yeah, that's right. I don't think I saw him when we played them. I don't think. GG says Jake. 14 minutes left. I mean, they're going to have to start, maybe getting a little bit more, starting to bring more guys into the rush, in transition. Hinostroza looking for somebody trailing on in that transition opportunity there, but the Wild still have it. They'll gain the zone quickly. Here comes Hinostroza. Illinois-born Vinny Hinostroza. And a shot, and they score immediately. It's Marcus Foligno. And a beautiful cycle there from the Wild. And just like that, it's a 1-goal game. This is not over yet. Minnesota is dialed in. Here, Cortana. Treat. Got a treat for you, girl. Come on. Come here. Come here, girl. Oh. Yeah, let's not forget, though, that the Predators, who just beat the Golden Knights, they're on quite a bit of a run themselves. Here, come here. You gotta come here, girl. No, Cortana's tired of me making her work for apples. Here you go, girl. It's just an apple, girl. You're fine. There you go. Good girl. Dog cam is messed up. Yeah, I might have to, because Cortana's not in her bed right now, so I'll probably just hide it for the time being. All right. This game ain't over yet, though. That was a very clean goal there for the Wild. Oh, and now they're still attacking. They're out there with the fourth line. Middleton a shot, and Trennan off the rebound. Dickinson's trying to find it. And Iorio able to steer this out. Is that going to go to icing? No icing. As two of the fourth liners for the Sharks giving chase. And now Bogosian. Oh, we got Mrs. Kitty here. Oh. Actually, no, it's Askarov today. Oh, here's Mrs. Kitty. Everybody say hi to Mrs. Kitty. All right. See, Cortana, if you're not gonna be on camera, I'll just find somebody else. And now here's Hughes. A chance for Hughes. He fanned on a one-timer. He was wide open, too. Eriksson Ek at the point. The Sharks definitely reeling here. A shot. Askarov might have gotten a piece for it. Yeah. And now here's Graf. Giving chase to Hughes. Hughes. And now the Wild are just going to regroup from behind their own net. Has Ned been getting lit up? Not terribly. I don't think that he's been playing any worse than Askarov has, honestly. Not to say that Askarov's been bad. He's just been shaky. And now Mrs. Kitty is gone. I've always said micro. Is it micro? That I think that's how your dad was saying it. Well, anyway, thanks for jumping in here, and go Sharks. And actually go Predators, too, because they got a win this afternoon against the Golden Knights. We have a commercial break, by the way. Dog fans, cat fans, and hockey fans all converge in this channel. Exactly. That's how we're doing it. We're definitely animal lovers here. Who knows? Maybe, guys, maybe one day I can give you the elk cam, too. That would be sweet. Actually, I could do that. I could put my phone outside and actually... You could see if there's any wildlife back there, but I don't know if I want to do that though. How shocked how well Orlov has been all year. I mean, he's had some stinkers, some clunker games. With how he finished with Carolina, I knew to kind of expect that. But altogether, I've liked Orlov. He plays pretty tough. I think that's important too, because the Sharks' defense doesn't have enough. Doesn't have enough thump to it, really. Live elk reaction to a Celebrini goal, exactly. Oh, as I kick over the Cortana camera by accident. Wait, let me adjust the Cortana cam 1 sec. Here, just keep it here. Yeah. Yes, some of those elk can be like the male elks can be at least like 700 pounds. They can even get to 1,000. The Sharks do they have 4 solid lines? I wouldn't say that it's quite there. They could use a little bit more attack. I think in the middle 6, there are a couple players who have stood out or they've done better than I expected. But even so, there isn't quite enough goal scoring there. Like Toffoli is only on pace for 20 goals this year, which is not bad. It's just that, he had 30 last year. He played with Macklin for a lot of that. Having Misa back would be really helpful for the middle 6. Although, he's only played 7 games in the NHL though. So it's like, he's not going to be a point per game player anytime soon. I wouldn't expect, but I've liked his game so far. He's losing Misa hard. Not so much. I mean, he was playing earlier in the season when the team was struggling more. And so, but I don't put the losses on him by any means. He's been pretty good for his first several games, and they score again. And this time it's Zuccarello getting on the board, and it's tied up. Jake with the GGs. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me with that? Now it's tied, and the Wild have woken up, and I don't want to say it's Askarov's fault. I just his save percentage hasn't been great. And that time, actually, Macklin got in front of Askarov, I think that was a bit of a distraction there. You got World Hockey Manager. Right on. Here, Cortana treat. So now it's the Wild doing the comeback work against the Sharks, unlike the previous two games. This one's going to go to overtime. Well, it better not. The Sharks need to win more games in regulation, and this one, if you want to stay alive in the playoff conversation, you have to be able to hold on to wins. And right there, Tarasenko was nearly alone in front of the net. Here come the Sharks. It's Regenda feeding Dellandrea. It's behind him. In the corner. Skinner, he'll shoot off of Zuccarello. Or Hartman. Regenda scoops it up. Back to the point. Dickinson, and caught by Wallstedt. I mean, it's just a market correction, right, Dean? Only if Couture could get some time with Mack. Yeah, it's so unfortunate that Couture couldn't play with him. I like the Kraken picture. Is that a canvas? It is a canvas. Yeah. I got that on Fanatics. I think the Kraken hadn't even played a game yet. Because this was like 4 years ago. Yeah. Okay, we'll see if the Sharks can respond here. As the fourth line is out there, and they've done a nice job today. Ostapchuk, Reeves, and Goodrow. Bogosian able to strip Ostapchuk. And the Wild will skate it out. Up ice, there's Boldy. Trennan, excuse me. 12 and 13. Couldn't quite distinguish the two. And now bumped up for Ostapchuk. He'll get it at center ice, and he'll just clear this down. Wallstedt, he's going to fire this up ice now for a quick zone entry, but it goes off the stick of Trennan, and San Jose can come the other way with Wenberg. Alex Wenberg draws a couple defenders. Here's Mukamadul, and he'll shoot. Rebound, and Graf put it on net. Easy save for Wallstedt, just kind of a bobbling puck. Wenberg. Ooh, nice little shimmy shake there from Wenberg. The Sharks gain the zone again. A shot from Toffoli, and Hughes had a stick on that pretty quickly. Out at the point. Ferraro just past the net. Sharks definitely picking it up now. And the Wild will get the clear. Eriksson X got Faber into the zone as he's held up by Mukamadulin. No penalty. Mukamadulin doing just enough to disrupt that play without committing an infraction. Now Bolden coming in. He's trying to wrap it around. A couple of Sharks in front of the net, though. They're able to at least keep that out of the crease. But the Wild still have the puck here with Quinn. Minnesota looking to take the lead potentially. And now Hughes is going to flip it out to the circle. A one-timer and blocked in front. Nice job by the Sharks there. And they'll get the clear, and that might spring somebody on a breakaway, but Faber is going to be the first one there, or will he? Wallstedt's out of his net. He has to skate back to his net, and the puck ends up with Eriksson Ek, and they flip it down. The Sharks nearly caught him napping there. Oh my God. Crazy sequence of events there. Eganator, hey, what's up? 75 Flyers were the 89 Pistons on ice. Facts. I was going to ask you, is the Hurricanes do the storm surge? Is that similar to the skull chant? It's a little similar. And now the Wild nearly taking the lead there. Askarov with the pad, able to deny Kaprizov. Ay, ay, ay. Cortana's taking a break from Jamba is a word for weed. Really? I mean, ganja is what you'll hear from us. All right. Now Regenda's going to scoop this into the trapper of Wallstedt. We'll get a commercial break here. But things have gotten wicked crazy. It's been back and forth as the Wild have stormed back from down 3-1. Wow. Wallstedt almost pulled a Nedeljkovic. Yeah, almost. Crazy, man. Fans are divided into we're so back and then, oh no, we suck again. Yeah, that's how sports is today. It's very, very much like that. Mikro says, I was also gonna. Oh yeah. That it's a little similar. I mean, the players for the Hurricanes actually do it with the fans, but when they clap, they don't say anything. They just clap. The Hurricanes fans, whereas the Vikings, it's skull, like that. 5 points from the top of the division. I know we've played a couple more games than Vegas, and we haven't even beaten them, so I can't say that I'm like excited about that, because really what I've seen though is that third place is up for grabs right now. Didn't see it coming. Yeah, I didn't see them. I mean, shoot, they've been competitive. Everyone's pretty competitive right now. Everybody. Like there's nobody who's clearly tanking right now. At least I don't think. Yeah. You all right, girl? Here, we'll put Cortana back on. There we go. As half a Leafs fan, I agree. The roller coaster of emotions. Yeah. I mean, that's what sports is. I mean, I've thought to myself, I'm like, wait, does this all really matter? And I'm like, you know what, man? I've been doing this for like 30 years, and while I could just hop off right now, I'm too invested. I'm too invested. Could I do other things with my life? I'm sure, but I don't know. There's a space for me to do this, and it's fun. And even though it's frustrating at times, I've got Cortana, and I've got my kitties, and I've got Mrs. Twister, of course, most importantly, for emotional support. All right. 7:15 remaining. As the Wild are going to send this around the Sharks net. Foligno. And good defense there from Iorio. Bogosian. Trying to connect with Trennan behind the net. Oh, $2 here from Tiago. Hey, thanks so much, man. A little thing for Cortana. Hey, I appreciate that. Samantha, what's going on? Thanks for stopping by. Still a loose puck in the Sharks zone. And outside of the net there for here, we'll give Cortana a treat from you. Here, treat. Here. There you go. Good catch, girl. That's from Tiago. Down to 6:30. Dickinson is going to take a look before moving it up the ice. Sharks are able to get it cleared, but not really anything after that. Although loose puck scooped up by Graf. Here he comes, Colin Graf charging in. A pass, a shot, and a sprawling save from Wallstedt as he robs Toffoli on that bid. Yikes. That might be the best chance we get for the rest of this game. Yeah, I don't even know how Graf ended up with it. It was just not a. I see what happened there. Great save from Wallstedt, though. I mean, I said I'd be ecstatic if the Sharks got 3 goals today, and we got 3 goals, so can't complain much if we lose this one. All right, Wild win the faceoff from their own zone. Coming ahead is Hinostroza. It ramps off of Mukhamadullin, but he'll take this behind the net. Tarasenko, one of the goals today for the Wild. The Sharks are deploying their 4th line right now. A shot from the point, and that goes close to the blocker, but wide of the net. Behind the net, Wild trying to wrap this one around, or wrap it around. Spurgeon, kind of a shot pass, I guess. Hartman, and one of the Sharks defensemen is without his stick. Foley, actually, or Goodrow gave his stick to Mukhamadullin, who lost his. And the Sharks can't quite get the clear. It's out at the point where Brodin will play it over to the wing. A shot, some traffic in front. Mukhamadullin able to send it down the ice, but this is going to be an icing, I believe. Actually, no, it got waved off because it immediately went off of somebody, and the Wild will regroup from behind their own net. As we are now down to the final 5 minutes of what has been a fairly fun game to watch here on New Year's Eve. Quinn Hughes, and from center ice, Boldy will skate it into the Sharks zone. Thought about the shot, waiting for reinforcements to arrive, and Wenberg able to get the clear, but that's about it. A shot and a blocker save off of Boldy by Askarov. And the Sharks with time now. Macklin into the zone he goes. He shoots, and Wallstedt a save from the Sharks superstar. Kaprizov, who's, I don't want to say he's had a bad game. He's certainly not. He's just been a little bit more quiet. And San Jose is going to be able to regroup. It's going to be sent down into the corner, but it will go for an icing with 4:04 left in regulation. My coping mechanism is to go on NHL 26 and play the same teams on easy. Yeah. Adjust the difficulty so then your emotions are held in check. You built a basketball arena in Minecraft. Wow. I don't get into Minecraft, but I've seen some of the creations. It's pretty remarkable. I can't imagine how much time that takes either, but I've seen some amazing things created. Oh, and nice job by Celebrini to front that shot. And Chernyshov will lead the charge the other way. Here comes Igor Chernyshov. Yeah, arenas are pretty quiet. This one should be loud, right? It's a great game. But usually afternoon crowds will be more quiet. Here's Celebrini, a chance in front. He had Skinner streaking in there. Wallstedt's going to cover the loose puck, but a nice look there from Macklin as we go to our final commercial break. Top 25 players. All right, Mike. How about for a members video? We'll do that for a members video. I'm too much of a chicken to do it for the whole channel. But I want to do a bit of a kind of like a mid-season report. Not like that, but I want to make a video on the season so far now that we're just about halfway. I'm thinking about doing that. Something that I can rip off kind of easily, because that Pronger project took a lot out of me. But that's the thing, you have to get specific footage and make sure you're not like that you're complying with copyright laws. Macklin got to be top 10 easily. Yeah, I mean, I think at this point, the Sharks, if they can win this game, especially and stay in a playoff spot, if they can get into the playoffs and Macklin is doing what he's doing, he should at least be a finalist for the Hart Trophy. And I know that I have my bias, but it's hard to argue against that when he's third in the NHL in scoring, when he is the only other player to factor into 50% of his team's goals, McDavid being the other one. And I mean, can you ask any more of this kid? He's still a kid, dude. It's incredible. I never thought he'd be anywhere near this good, and maybe this good in his prime. That's what I thought. Would I change anything about my season predictions? I would, but I was right about some things that I will stick that I'll stick with. Like I said, I said Detroit was going to make the playoffs. Right now, they're right neck and neck with Tampa Bay for the division. So, what he's doing is more impressive than McDavid, and I think you could probably. I can't disagree with that so much, given that. I see what Macklin does game in, game out, and it's hard to imagine a player doing any more than that, really. All right, back to the action here. Sharks are going to have to get this out from behind their net as the Wild are cycling. Mukamadulin chips it, but it ends up on the stick of Brodin. Boldy out at the point. A loose puck. Graf is going to be the first one there. Colin Graf. I'd like to see him get on the score sheet. He's been really good this period. A shot from Wedberg and wide of Wallstedt's glove. But it ends up at the point where Klingberg will funnel it to Orlov. A shot. Graf looking for somebody from behind the net. Nobody there. And now Orlov making a good play on Sturm as the Sharks are going to regroup. Third line out there for San Jose. A loose puck that went off of Delandria's stick. So the Sharks are going to have to fetch this from behind their net. A stretch pass looking for Skinner, who's got one of the goals today for the Sharks. He's going to send it toward the net. Nice job by Regenda getting to the net. And now bowling over into Wallstedt was Delandria. He was knocked by Foligno there. That's a lot of beef. So incidental contact there. No call. Skinner trying to get to the point. Sharks able to keep it in the zone, but very briefly, as we'll get a couple of changes over the boards. He's learning a lot from Sid. Macklin is probably right, man. I mean, oh, shoot. We get a loose puck that Askarov's going to have to cover up. We get down to 140 here. Sharks have the advantage in shots, 26-20. So they've doubled what they conjured against the Anaheim Ducks. I'll create a menu item called the Twister. Oh, for the concessions? That sounds good to me. It's got to have bacon in it. All right, here comes Eklund. At center ice, he'll chip it deep. Chernyshov will give chase in a battle against Jonas Brodin. Zuccarello wasn't able to quite clear it. And now Celebrini from the corner will battle Mats Zuccarello. Celebrini on the backhand. And now Eklund. Great work by Eklund trying to get that to the point. Chernyshov at the other point now. And the Sharks cycling here. Macklin, he's going to shoot into just a sea of Wild. And now under a minute to play. Wild regrouping. Drop pass from Urov to Hughes into the zone he goes. He'll shoot. And nice defense there from Celebrini, as that couldn't get on goal. Celebrini's going to sky this into the neutral zone. It's going to bobble all the way down, but not for icing. Hughes will take it behind the net. An item at the pub. I like that. That's nice, Duncan. I like it. He's better than Sid and Kucherov this year. Kucherov, yeah. But, I mean, if I have to win a game, which player am I putting on the ice? It's like, it'd be hard not to say Sid. All right, 10 seconds left. Let's see if the Sharks can at least get a shot on goal here. They've got it in the Wild zone. Orlov, he's going to backhand this off of Middleton, and Middleton just going to rag the puck here as we are going to overtime, and both teams will get a point. And kudos to the Wild for coming back. Down 3-1 in regulation here. And we'll see who gets the other point. A complete 200-foot game. Yeah, his defensive rating, like the advanced metrics, aren't like, they don't jump out at you that much. And there are times where I might notice something, a little flaw. You know, I think Macklin was responsible for one of the goals in this last game against the Ducks. He knew where to go in transition, because he knew that there would probably be a forward trailing or a defenseman trailing. It was a 2-on-2, and then he just didn't stick the trailer that was coming into the zone there, that was streaking into the zone. So I thought that was not his best play, but he does make amazing plays defensively too. So yeah, we'll have overtime starting in just a little bit here. Thanks so much for hanging out with us this afternoon. Please do leave a like if you can. I know that some people, are in and out of the stream, and that's totally fine. But it's been a lot of fun hanging out with you guys for what has been a really fun game to watch too. Basically watching the game from here. Ah, yes. So for the third time in their 3 meetings, the Sharks and Wild are going to overtime. And the Sharks pulled out the first 2 on the road. Minnesota's the road team here, so we'll see what happens. Minnesota's 4-5 in overtime. San Jose is 7-2. This is one where I was hoping the Sharks would stick it out in regulation, but hey, you're facing a different team than the one that you faced back in early November. Barbecue bacon burger. There we go. Maple syrup. Oh man, I'm really liking the sound of that. If I wasn't cooking a chimichurri marinated steak tonight, I'd probably go for something like that tonight. All right, here we go, everybody. Here we go. Wenberg losing the draw to Eriksson X to the Wild. We'll have Kaprizov with Hughes. And we'll see if I don't know if they took Eriksson Ek out. They might have just had him there for the faceoff, which is common. Here comes Minnesota. We got Kaprizov defended by Celebrini, but back on the stick of Hughes. So Boldy's out there with 97 and 43, and almost a good feed for Boldy, but good coverage by the Sharks defense. Wild still have the zone, but we've got a loose puck, and Orlov able to keep that away from Boldy. It ends up back on the stick of Kaprizov. The Wild will go back to work offensively. And they'll bring it out of the zone. Who's going to win? What's my team? I'm a Sharks fan, Harish. But the Wild, they came back from 3-1. We'll see if they can win it on this possession because they've got the weapons. And they'll shoot. And Askarov able to squeeze the pads. Loose puck. And it stays out of there. Macklin's going to come the other way, but Hughes is going to defend him. So Macklin's going to pull up. Yeah, the Sharks needed a couple of new guys over the board. So Celebrini coming out. He's got Eklund, and he's got Klingberg. Klingberg. Fire it out to the point. Macklin, he shoots, and he heals that one. So we've got a battle in the corner, scooped up by Celebrini. Macklin. He jukes, and Macklin might need to come off the ice. He looks a little bit tired, but Eklund's out there. He's getting held, no call, and he came crashing into Wallstedt. Eklund, he's got it behind the net. Celebrini's still out there. Macklin, he's got Klingberg at the top of the slot. Klingberg looking for Eklund. Kind of a dangerous pass there. Tight coverage. Sharks still have it, but they don't seem like they have enough gas to get off a quality shot. So the Sharks take it off we get a line change here for the Sharks. Klingberg from behind the net. He's been out there for a while now. Eklund's still out there too. I didn't know he had stayed on the ice. He's got Klingberg, but now loose puck. The Wild are going to come the other way. They've got a breakaway. Here they come. They shoot, and a save by Askarov off of Quinn Hughes, who was still out there for Minnesota. And the Sharks dodge another bullet as we're halfway through the overtime. Just showed the game. I can't do that. That's copyright infringement. And that actually means my channel could get taken down. So I can't do that, unfortunately. The incarnate, I am a Sharks fan. Yeah. Here comes Wenberg. He'll take it out of the zone. Thank you for understanding. Thank you for understanding. And now Chernyshov to the high slot. Chernyshov thought about the shot. Good defense there from Kaprizov. The incarnate. Let's go. I like it. I do. Hey, but for football, I'm a Vikings fan. So even though I'm from kind of around San Jose originally, I'm not as faithful to the Bay. But I've been a Team Teal fan my whole life. Oh, a shot and a save by Wallstedt off of Celebrini, who jumped back onto the ice. So we'll get a face-off in the Wild zone with 90 seconds left here in the extended period. Shoveling snow, can't watch overtime. Oh, man, we haven't gotten much snow here, unfortunately. But shoveling snow is a great good workout. I like it. Just put on some heavy metal and get to work. Wild are going to take a timeout here as they've been kind of hemmed in their zone for the last, I don't know, minute or minute and a half. So we'll get a quick pause in the action here. Flyers won last night. I'm so excited. Dude, they have been... Who would have thought, man? Who's better for the shootout? That's a good question. I mean, we got Celebrini, who I wouldn't mind putting out there. Wenberg's kind of crafty. Chernyshov, I almost want to give him a look in a shootout. What bands do I like? I like metal probably the most of any genre. I don't really listen to many like current metal bands though. It's anything kind of between 2010 all the way back to the beginning with Black Sabbath. And, I like my classic rock. I listen to a lot of like 90s and 2000s rap. And there's a lot of alt rock that I like from, kind of from growing up too. Avenged Sevenfold. Yeah, I don't listen to them a ton. I listened to a song from Sounding the Seventh Trumpet on my way to my hike today. Like it just came up randomly. But I like some of their stuff. I saw them live a long time ago. Metallica, The Who. Oh, the Who. Yeah, from Mongolia. As Celebrini's denied by the blocker there of Wallstedt. Hughes. And the Wild are going to come the other way here with 1:15 left. Do I like Nickelback? I think they get a lot of hate. I'm not a huge fan of them, but they got some good stuff. All right, Kaprizov at the top of the zone. Here's Hughes trying to spin away from Macklin. Down to 50 seconds. Here comes Kaprizov. He works it behind the net where Hughes is. A shot and why did I say Wallstedt? Askarov with a glove save. Foo Fighters. Yeah, you betcha. Their first like 3 albums especially, or first 4 albums. I've never really heard the first album though. I mean, Color in the Shape is the second album, which is pretty impressive, and Nothing Left to Lose that's one of my favorite albums ever. And One by One's still pretty good too, but they made good stuff after that, but that's just what I've really sat down to listen to. Oh, dude, that guy, Killswitch Engage. Yeah. I've got a poster signed by them outside of my office here. Huge fan of course, the Howard Jones era, but Jesse's pretty solid too. But yeah, the Sharks now taking their timeout, just FYI, with 43 seconds left. Lots of people. I see 50 people here across our platforms. Thanks so much for being here. We do streams for just about any team, but the Sharks are my favorite team, so I tend to favor them a little bit. And of course, we welcome you no matter who you cheer for. We are all hockey fans here. That's what matters most. And Happy New Year to all of you. And thanks so much for being a part of this with us. Hollywood Undead. I think Mrs. Twister actually likes them a fair bit. You feel horrible? Well, you need more Philadelphia Flyers because that's the antidote. But I hope you're able to get some sleep and you're not stressing over anything like that. That doesn't make getting better any easier. Okay, everybody's basically sitting on the puck right now. Celebrini comes up with it behind the net. And here he comes with 30 seconds left. He'll backhand it over to Klingberg. Sharks need to get onside. And Macklin jetting toward the wing. He'll find Wenberg at the half boards. Wenberg out to Klingberg, a shot, and that gets blocked by Hughes. Down to 15 seconds. Can the Wild get up ice one more time? 10 seconds as they'll gain the zone. Here comes Kaprizov. Hassled there by Celebrini. Macklin. And the Sharks are able to at least get the puck here, but they're probably not going to be able to get a shot. Celebrini last second. And time runs out. We're going to go to the shootout. Lautaro, happy 2026. I don't know. I guess you would say not Feliz Navidad. that was last week. I guess in Italian, that's Buon Anno. You wouldn't say Feliz Año Nuevo, maybe? But yeah, we're going to get a shootout here. Howard was the best. Yeah, Howard was amazing. And, he put out some good music afterwards. I liked his band more when it was Devil You Know versus Light the Torch, but it's still not bad. Yeah, it's a shootout. This is something that the Sharks typically don't do too well. But hey, This has been quite a game. And Askarov, nice save there in the overtime. Feliz Año Nuevo. Okay, cool. Where do I watch it? I'm watching it through an ESPN Plus subscription, albeit I live out of state, so I like the Sharks aren't a blackout market for me, so I can watch all their games as long as they're not playing the teams who I'm blacked out from watching the Kraken because I live in Idaho, so I'm one state over. We got a Nostradamus in the chat here, Sports Geeks, saying that it's going to be the Sharks. Although somebody said the Wild were going to do it in a shootout, so we'll see. Bill says, "Go Sharks, go Sharks." And the Sharks are going to send out Colin Graff as their first shooter. Colin Graff, Scarface, rocking the puck scar from I don't know, a week ago, and he'll come in. Graff against Wallstedt. He comes in. Graff shoots, and Wallstedt read him the whole way. Stir show, Wild. Hey, as long as you're not a Packers fan for football, we can definitely get along. Go Vikings. No, I get along with plenty of Packers fans. I have a lot of friends just growing up in California who are Packers fans, strangely enough. All right, first shooter for the Wild is Matt Zuccarello. He'll come in against Askarov. He shoots, and Askey says no. All right, man. Well, Happy New Year to you, Tiago. Thanks for your support for the Super Chat, and have a great celebration. Enjoy the barbecue. All right, Celebrini. And here he is. And he's going to come in methodically. Macklin comes in, shoots, scores. A 2-point game from Celebrini, and now a shootout goal. As he was able to get Wallstedt moving one way and put the puck the other way. Shooting for the Wild is Matt Boldy. And he comes in methodically. And he comes in, he shoots, and Askarov, with the pads down, makes the stop. So the Sharks can win it right here on the next shot. Joshua says, "Go Sharks." Let's go, baby. Max scoring was a given. I don't know. I think he's only scored in like one other shootout. Like we don't go to shootouts too often. And it's William Eklund for the Sharks who can win it here if he's able to scoot this puck by his countryman, Jesper Wallstedt. And slowly, here it comes. Eklund, he shoots, he scores! And that's 2 points for the Sharks. And they go into the new year on a 3-game winning streak as Askarov is hugged at center ice here by his teammates. And the Wild, battling back from 3-1, should gladly salvage a point. It is not easy winning a game in the Shark Tank anymore, is it, everybody? Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. Please do leave a like before you go. I would appreciate that quite a bit. And stick around. We'll do more of these streams. Go Sharks. Congrats to the Wild. And Happy New Year to all of you. What a great way to end 2025. I'm really looking forward to what this next year brings for all of us. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Have yourselves a great celebration. Be safe out there. And Cortana and I... Wait, Cortana, let's get you a treat before we go, okay? All right, Cortana, you'll get him next time. All right, guys. Be safe out there. We'll catch you later.